or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday. Frank Lucky on Friday. 3 o'clock in the Valley. Time for another edition of the Daily Blender on this February 3rd. More on the date in just a moment. My name is Randy White. Right over there, that's the sexiest man at Sports Talk Radio, Keon Rose. Jeffrey O'Brien is on assignment. You know what today is, Keon?
It is Friday.
It's Friday, but it's 2/3/23.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
It's Michael Jordan Day. Now, I don't know any days that are 6. I don't think that can happen.
No, they kind of stretched for it back in 2006. I remember that.
When it was June 6th, 2006?
Yeah.
Well, for me, another knock on why LeBron is not the greatest of all time. It's Michael Jordan. 2-3-2-3 is today's date. We are broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful Scottsdale, where you are texting in on the great text line at 888-368-1580. As we will effort to get you through the afternoon today in Jeffrey O'Brien's stead. Ralph will not be with us today. I know many of you are heartbroken, but it's the way it's going to be. Lots to talk about today. Joe Mixon in trouble. The Derek Carr saga trolls on. Ford is returning. The automaker Ford is returning to Formula One racing, which I think is kind of interesting. You know, being an automaker fan. Okay. LeBron James within 70 points of breaking the all-time scoring record. Okay, I get it, but today is 2-3-2-3. That's all I'm going to say about that. Tonight, Suns will face off against the Celtics, who, by the way, are red hot. The Suns coming off a defeat. That's all I'm going to say about that. We have lots to talk about on this date in Big Georgia. Sports history is going to be good, and we've got a great wheel of sports. Let's get going. Topping the headlines today, Kyrie Irving This happened this afternoon while I was getting ready for the show. Decides that he no longer wants to be a part of the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving announcing that he wants a trade before the trade deadline. He wants to get out of Brooklyn. Now I know what's happened on this radio station. I feel like many people have talked about the potential of Kyrie Irving coming to the Phoenix Suns. I don't know what Keon's take is. We haven't talked about this at all. I don't know what Jeffrey's take is because, well, I haven't seen Jeffrey or talked to him today. But let me tell you right now where I stand as a Phoenix Suns fan. I don't want Kyrie Irving coming to the Phoenix Suns. Is he a talented basketball player? Yes, 110%. He is. Would he help the Phoenix Suns if he was able to come in and help the Suns and not get involved in any of these shenanigans that he gets involved with? I don't know that he can do that. I think Kyrie just needs to go somewhere else. My question to you, Keon Rose, where do you speculate Kyrie Irving could head to, and what do you think Brooklyn gets in return?
The thing with Kyrie is, for the same reason that you as a Suns fan wouldn't want Kyrie, there are a lot of teams in the NBA who would be hesitant to take on Kyrie, knowing that they're going to have to pay him. I mean, you trade for Kyrie. He's on the last year of his contract right now. He wanted an extension before the beginning of the season. It didn't work out. Then obviously he had his anti-Semitic shenanigans earlier in the season.
Yeah,
he was able to apologize for those things, come back from that, and really showcase that he is still a top point guard in the National Basketball Association. However, there are going to be a lot of teams that are still wary of having a guy like that on the roster. So I don't think it's going to be a bunch of teams leaping to have the opportunity to. But I think that there are some desperate teams that are out there that would be willing to try and give it a shot. My guess is Charlotte would probably be a team to look out for. They have Terry Rozier, but I think that coming up on the trade deadline, they'd be interested in moving him potentially and maybe taking on someone who is a very dynamic player. You pair that guy with a healthy LaMelo Ball whenever LaMelo Ball comes back, and you might have something in Charlotte that's actually very scary and hard to stop. Maybe the Pelicans, just adding a point guard to what they already have. CJ McCollum does the point guard role, but when he plays shooting guard, he just gets to focus on that. I think that they've been incredibly successful with that too. So then you could actually have a starting lineup of Irving and McCollum and Ingram and potentially Zion whenever he's healthy.
Well, I mean, Zion, I believe is just street close too.
Yeah, it's looking that way. I feel bad for the dude. But it is looking like that to start his career. I don't want to dub him that, in contract, coming into contract number 2, because a lot of people said that about Steph Curry early in his career, and look, he was able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So you just don't know. But I do think with Zion, the way he plays, it's kind of hard for him to stay healthy. But still, if you have that team with 4 guys that can score like that, I don't know that anybody wants to see the Pelicans get a Kyrie Irving. I think the Wizards are desperate enough to make a move like that, because I think they've got something that they like with Kyle Kuzma and Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis. Maybe add Kyrie to that. They don't really have an actual point guard, so maybe the Wizards would be interested in that. And those would be the teams I think that would be desperate enough to really make that move. I don't see the Suns as being that desperate.
So according to a list of preferred teams, not that Irving has come out, and actually penned on a list and said, these are the teams I want to go to. The preference, according to Adrian Wojnarowski of the 4-Letter Network, would be he would have interest in joining the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, I forgot. How did I not mention the Lakers? The Lakers would be very interested in Kyrie.
And the Dallas Mavericks. Seems like he'd be a great fit for the Los Angeles Lakers because that's where all the clowns go. That's where all the clowns go.
I mean, I think with the Lakers, it could potentially work because Kyrie and LeBron have worked before, and they have experience playing together. And when they first started playing together, Kyrie didn't really like LeBron, but by the time things ended and he went to Brooklyn and separated and had to try and lead a team by himself, then he realized, okay, maybe leading a team's not so easy.
Yeah,
I think joining back up with LeBron to have that responsibility kind of taken off of his shoulders. But I think hilariously, if you were to make a trade for Kyrie, you would also be sending Russell Westbrook back Kevin Durant's way. And I don't know if KD wants that, but we'll see.
According to Bleacher Report's Chris Haynes, the Nets did try to hammer out a contract extension that had some guarantee stipulations. Again, that according to another member of the media, Athletics, Shams Charania. Charania,
yeah.
Charania. Charania. Which apparently, according to Shams, was not received well by Kyrie Irving's camp and ultimately died. So my question to you is, how can a guy who is a free spirit, okay, I won't say the clown word, but he's a free spirit, okay, he's taken personal time off to take care of personal issues, quote unquote. It was a distraction during the COVID thing. Did not get the COVID shot because, and listen, I respect that choice. I don't feel like anybody needs to be, demanded to do something. And Kyrie Irving chose not to get the shot, but that did have ramifications on his team. He was not able to play. And then when he was able to play, he only could play certain types of games, and he could not play in New York City. He could not play in other cities around the country. There were only certain games. So he hindered his team in that aspect. And then you mentioned the whole anti-Semitism thing that happened, that thing. And he's been very outspoken about his beliefs and things like that. I mean, I don't know that the Lakers want to get that sort of circus in their tent. They already have a 3-ring show going on in Los Angeles.
I mean, I don't know if anything. I mean, what is the crazy thing that's happening in LA right now? I mean, there's nothing crazy.
Well, the team is poorly put together.
That's true.
Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. He came back from a foot injury only to sit out after one game, another 2 games because of a foot injury. And then they've got the Russell Westbrook fiasco. They have a horrible general manager. The team hasn't made the playoffs in 2 seasons. And everybody, in the media world, at least for the 4-letter network, are hoping and praying, oh my God, please make the damn playoffs, because that's their headlines. This is their latest push. But the facts are the facts. I mean, when you and I look at the standings, they're outside the playoffs looking in.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a circus. That this is the standard fare for this team as they have been put together.
I think,
Anthony Davis being injured, even going back to New Orleans, that's Anthony Davis. Rob Pelinka put together a bad roster, and this has been a fact for like 2 years. I think that this is just life as usual for the Lakers. I think what Kyrie has been somebody who has his own set of things, like the anti-Semitism stuff. Like, who does that? Or the fact that Kyrie, did miss time with the COVID shot. I'm not going to judge him for that. He made a decision. The team let it happen, and that's how it played out. But Kyrie, during the pandemic, if anybody recalls, just took a month off from playing basketball and didn't tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
Well, that's what I alluded to at his personal time off.
It's just, insane. And then we're talking about a guy who hasn't even played half the games because of those decisions. Say what you want about the vaccination, say what you want about, his personal time off. And of course, legitimate injuries that he's also, experienced and had to work through. The result is he's played 44% of the games, even though he's been paid all the money. And I just don't know who wants that.
Well, and again, and now he wants to take that sideshow to another team, and I just can't believe a team that's actually legitimately trying to either rebuild or to add to maybe for a championship run would want this guy on the. I mean, CBS News is listed on here that maybe one of the landing spots could be the Miami Heats. If I am in Miami and I'm Jimmy Butler, I'm saying not no, but hell no.
I understand that. But when you start talking about the teams that want Kyrie, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, they're desperate teams. You would say, why would the Lakers want Kyrie? Because they're 12th in the West. They can't score at will. Only LeBron can do it. Only Russell Westbrook off the bench can do it. Outside of those two guys, nobody else on the team can. Anthony Davis does when he's healthy. He's just never healthy. And nobody else on that roster can. So they're desperate. You look at Miami. Miami's a little desperate too. They're in a better spot. They're 6th in the East. But the fact of the matter is they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and couldn't do anything against Boston because they couldn't score.
Well, okay. All right. But do you think Jimmy Butler is going to handle Kyrie Irving coming in there with his sideshow?
Well, the thing is, I actually happen to have a knucklehead rule. That's what I personally call it, which is there are certain teams that can handle knuckleheads. The teams with a strong culture, which the Heat have, with an established head coach that everybody buys into the program, which the Miami Heat have with Eric Spoelstra. And then, a superstar that also buys into what the head coach believes in, which is Jimmy Butler and Miami. So when Kyrie comes in, it's either fall in line or this thing's not going to work, but it's not going to work for you. We're not on the hook for anything. And you got to remember too, Kyrie is on the last year of a deal. So whether or not the Heat roll with him, they roll the dice on trying to make something happen with Kyrie. Dude, if this doesn't work out, if you don't fall in line, we're not attached to you. We may not pay you at the end of this.
I think if he goes anywhere, he ends up with a heavy incentive laden deal. In other words, if you play the game right and you fall in line here, and you don't all of a sudden decide, midway through the season that you need some personal time off, unexplained time off, and just go get lost somewhere. And you don't want to play in the regular season, that sort of thing. And then you come back when you're ready. If that happens, we don't pay you then,
Yeah.
You go away without pay.
And
you get paid to perform for our team. That's why we're paying you, is to come play basketball for our team. And all of this, the rest of this business, it is it's a no. You get into trouble again with some outrageous, outlandish thing that you might say in the press, and you get suspended. Well, you don't get paid for that. You take off time. Well, you don't get paid for that. You can't show up for work because of one reason or another. Whether it's similar to a COVID situation. Well, then you don't get paid for that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, because what we're looking at right now is, and this is, of course, by my count. So we know that my math can be dubious sometimes, and I apologize. But Kyrie Irving missed 143 games. That is not my math. But out of 296, counting this season, that is my math, and I apologize if it's very bad. But if it's correct, 133 out of 296. No team is going to sign up for that without heavy stipulations, which is the reason why he wants to be traded in the first place. Is that the Nets asked for that, and I think Kyrie is going to have to wake up and smell the coffee eventually when no team is jumping, through the roof to try and get a guy who just might decide on a Tuesday, I want to play today.
Yeah, I agree with you. But there it is, the big story of the day. Kyrie Irving wants to trade and wants to be out, and he wants to go to another team. We'll have to kind of monitor this thing and see what happens.
From what I understand, the Lakers are the early front runners, though.
I still think the Lakers right now, as they sit right now. I mean, look what Pelinka did. He traded away the future to bring in Russell Westbrook. I mean, look at what he's done. That is such a. I'm not saying that LeBron James is a clown. I'm just saying the way this team was put together, it's like a circus there. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, and I understand.
I mean, who would have brought in Russell Westbrook in their own in a right thinking situation? Who would have done that?
And given up a young talented player in Kyle Kuzma to do it. I mean, I mean, Kuzma wasn't great when they traded him, but he was young. That's how young players work, is that they're not great. And then hopefully, if you develop them properly, they become better.
You give him an opportunity to play with LeBron James. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he develops. I don't know. Maybe.
You would think so.
Joe, the show's on the text line at 888-368-1580 and says, Kyrie to the Lakers. I'd love it, but I think the Mavs and Heat have a better shot. But fingers and toes are crossed. Really? Joe, the show, you want Kyrie? I mean, I realize he's an outstanding basketball player.
The Mavs, it's weird. The Mavs don't have a ton of stars, and I don't think that they're very deep. And you got Luka. Do you think Kyrie really helps Luka? It doesn't seem like a good fit to me because Luka really has to dominate, has to have the ball in his hands. So does Kyrie. Like, Kevin Durant doesn't actually need the ball in his hands. That's the reason why he was able to go to Golden State and it didn't bother the flow of the game at all. Yeah. Because if you ask Kevin Durant, hey, just get off the ball, run through screens and shoot, Kevin can do that. Luka's not that guy, or at least so far the Mavs haven't had Luka be that guy. So you add Kyrie to this, where it's just two guys out there trying to dribble all the time. I don't know if you can make that work. So maybe the Mavs have a case, but it's rough to me.
There is a history there between LeBron and Kyrie, and it seems like Kyrie played really well and was in line for the most part when he was with LeBron in Cleveland. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. Hook'em Hottie is on the text line. She says, "Do not want him on the Mavs. Not worth the off-court actions just to win a few more games."
And I don't think he makes them a championship team. I don't think he makes them a contender.
I don't either. Charlie Boy says, "Hi guys. I think the Suns don't need any more bad boys to play here. We don't need these kinds of crap to make the Suns look bad. Pour me a soda, Randy, please, and thank you." Well, I mean, there you go, Charlie Boy. Good to hear from you. Hope everything's well. Kyle G says, Kyrie to the Clippers. He cannot play for half the year, and Kawhi can sit out the other half.
They can just take turns.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, Kawhi is already, the most load managed player in the entire league.
Mr. Pringle says Kyrie for Booker and Crowder makes a ton of sense. Not to me.
No, Mr. Pringle's being a hater.
Not to me, Mr. Pringle. Baker's Cocky Hens says Kyrie doesn't get hurt, so he still plays as much as Book and CP3. Kyrie plays well in the playoffs, unlike Chris. Can't handle the pressure, Paul. I think I agree with you on part of that, Baker's Cocky Hands. I think the Phoenix Suns do need a young, electrifying point guard. I do not think it is Kyrie Irving. As talented as he is, it's not worth the nonsense.
I mean, I want a guy, and this is kind of my thing with Jimmy G too. It's just like, you got to love the game. That's what I want. Kyrie likes basketball. Does he love basketball? I don't think so.
All right. 888-368-1580 is the text line. We're just getting underway. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is the Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA Saturday night, the Phoenix Suns are on the road to take on the Detroit Pistons. Phoenix, a 4.5-point road favorite. Early over-under for Saturday's game, 225.5. Tonight, the Minnesota Timberwolves are a 4.5-point home favorite against the Orlando Magic. Minnesota minus 179. Orlando plus 159. Over-under 229. San Antonio home to face Philadelphia. The Sixers, a 10.5-point road favorite, minus 500. San Antonio plus 395. The over-under is at 234.5. Red Hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Don't let your kids get fooled by the people they meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but those strangers are using their relationship to deal drugs to your kids. If you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Find resources at talknowaz.com. Don't let your kids get fooled. Talk to them. And visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Horn penetrates, drives, lobs it down low to Washington, who slams it in. Warren Washington with the flush. Sun Devil men's basketball returns to Desert Financial Arena to celebrate the program's alumni weekend. The action begins with Oregon State on Thursday, February 2nd, and continues with the Oregon Ducks on Saturday, February 4th. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
The goal to reach the Super Bowl has arrived. The final two teams meet in Glendale. The Eagles, the Chiefs. One team will realize the ultimate prize, while the other resets for another run at glory. Eagles versus Chiefs, Sunday, February 12th at 3 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It is the Daily Blender on this Friday, February 3rd, which is 2-3 of the year 2-3, Michael Jordan Day. And we are rolling along until 6 o'clock tonight. My name is Randy White. That's Keon Rose over there. Jeffrey O'Brien taking the day off. He will be out, be back on Monday. Don't ask me. And you can speculate all you want on the text line at 888-368-1580, but I will not reveal to you the secrets behind Jeffrey O'Brien and his day off. I'm just simply not going to do it. And you guys keep trying, but I'm just not going to do it. Speaking of days off, there are no days off here on the big station. Saturday, the GCU Fighting Antelopes will be taking on Stephen F. Austin. That's at the arena, 6 o'clock tip time on Saturday night. If you haven't had a chance to go to the arena and take in a Grand Canyon game, if you're a college basketball fan, man, you need to do that because it is nothing short of amaze balls when you get in and see what's going on there in that arena. And then on Sunday, of course, the Pro Bowl game stuff is happening. That's at 8 o'clock, tape delayed on the big station because at 2:30, it is the preseason for NASCAR, the MRN coverage of the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. That begins at 2:30 on Saturday. And then, of course, Monday, we've got college basketball with premier games. And this is a big one, Keon. Tell me, are you looking forward to Texas traveling to Kansas? Both ranked in the top 10, and they're going to be playing here on the Flamethrower Monday night, tip time, 6:45 on that. That game, break it down for us. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be an insane amount of fun. And I'm a Texas fan, so I've been very impressed with the way that they're playing. I thought once they fired Chris Beard, maybe there would be a little bit of a course correction there because Chris Beard, for as scummy a person as he's turning out to be, good coach. So when he was gone, I thought, well, they're probably going to lose something. It really doesn't seem like they've lost anything. So I do like that. I think that they're heading in a really good direction. Kansas has been awesome all year long. They had a really confusing loss earlier in the week. So I'm pretty sure they're going to try to bounce back from that. They're a really, really good team. We know Bill Self. We know how well they're coached over there. So I think the Kansas Texas is going to be, a premier Big 12 matchup, and I can't wait.
Speaking of basketball, I don't know if you saw this or heard about it, but the tallest teenager in the world, he's 7'6". Oliver Ryu is apparently making some waves there at the IMG Academy in Florida. He's the tallest teenager on the planet, according to the Guinness World Book of Records, standing at 7'6". The native of Canada hopes to become a force to be reckoned with on the basketball court. All right, so first of all, he's from Canada. So sorry.
There's a surprising amount of Canadian basketball players.
Sorry.
Andrew Wiggins is from Canada?
Sorry.
It's weird.
He took the floor for the IMG Academy Blue last week at the prestigious City of Palms Classic in Fort Myers. In 2 games at the event, the junior played 22 minutes, scored 3 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, still a work in progress, but his mobility is impressive. 7'6" for this. He's a junior at this IMG Academy, which, by the way, the IMG Academy is for elite type athletes.
It's a basketball factory. But yeah, you got a guy that's 7'6". We've never really seen one of those guys translate before.
Yeah.
Taco Fall's another. I don't know. I don't remember how tall he is off the top of my head, but another gigantic dude that you would think, well, wow, he's enormous. He should dominate. And then Taco Fall can move, but he just, there's something about playing at the NBA level where you need that footwork and that mobility to be polished. And at that size, it's just really hard to do.
Rio could be charting a similar course to that of Zach Edey, 7'4" center, who also attended IMG Academy back in 2020, a candidate for the John Wooden Award given to college basketball's most outstanding player. Edey is averaging 22.6 points and 13.9 rebounds per game for the Purdue Boilermakers. So
we'll see how, because the thing with Edey's really skilled. That's the difference there. And I think you got a guy that's learning the game. Maybe he gets there. Maybe he does.
I mean, I guess this kid's 7'6", and he's only a junior. He's just a baby.
Junior's a little late for just learning the game,
Yeah. Well, he comes from good stock. I guess dad is 6'8", mom's 6'2", and his younger brother is 6'9". So there you go. Oliver Ryu.
I thought Bob was tall.
Making a name for himself there in Florida. 888-368-1580. Jagdog says Kyrie is a whiny biatch. Randy, what are you smoking on the grill this weekend? And can I get a crown on the rocks? Well, let me pour the drink for you.
I saw on Twitter.
As we speak right now, I have on the grill right now. I started earlier this morning. I've got about a 9-pound a prime what do you call it? Brisket. It's been on since about 8:40 this morning. As a matter of fact, the next commercial break, I will probably go check its internal temperature. If it's where I think it is, I will wrap it to finish off the smoke. About the time we get off the air, it should be approaching that temperature that I like so much, which is right around 205 degrees internal temperature. So that's what's on the grill, Jagdog, and we'll be feasting on that this weekend. Average Joe says you should trade DA for your next two first round picks for Durant. Well, but we're not talking about Durant, Average Joe. We're talking about Kyrie Irving.
And they're not trading Durant. Durant asked for a trade, and they were like, yeah, no. So, no, I mean, they're not going to take that. That's to do what?
DA's, he's our center. And
kind of need one of those. I don't know.
Yeah, Katie's not a center, although he is.
He has played it
before.
Tall. Yeah, he played when he was in Golden State.
You don't want to put him. I mean, you got to let DA play. I mean, you got to let Katie play, man. You can't lock him down under the hoop
and
like
if
that.
you have him burning energy as your center defensively, then it takes away from what he can give you on the offensive side of the ball.
Watermelon cannot believe it's Friday and we're still talking sports, saying, let's get this show off the rails. Happy Friday, guys.
Watermelon. We're going to get there. I mean, not by choice.
It is Friday.
The fourth dimension, usually, you guys get us there eventually.
Like this from Mr. Pringle, trade Kyrie to the blender for Jeffrey. They both show up to work about the same amount. Wow. Really?
Okay, so
wow.
Not to pull the entire curtain back, but in radio we've got the on-air duties and we've got the off-air stuff that we've got to do. Duties. I did say duties.
It gets me every time.
But yeah, no, Jeffrey handles so much stuff off air. You have no idea. I have said this numerous times, and I will say it again. I would not want Jeffrey's job. I don't want it. It just seems incredibly taxing. No, that guy works a lot, man. He works a lot.
Joe the Show says definitely would want him, and only because the Lakers are defensively so great, but we suck at scoring outside of Braun and AD. For the Lakers, it's purely a push your chips to the middle deal because we've messed everything up so badly. Yeah,
that's what I think.
That's 12th. What I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say the Lakers are just a circus over there.
You're 12th in the West. What have you got to lose? That's my thing with Kyrie. It's if you trade for Kyrie and it doesn't work, what are you actually losing here? Because you're 2 spots from the bottom of the entire conference.
Kiss to Cook says it's Friday. Let the crazy begin. Shop Paul for Kyrie, or keep Paul and add Westbrook.
You can't shop Paul for Kyrie though, because you have to think about what the Nets are going to want. The Nets are going to want a point guard back or a player back that can contribute to an NBA Finals run. They see themselves as that. Chris Paul at this age, can he give them that? I don't think he can.
No, I don't think so either.
Chris Paul needs a whole team around him. The Nets are basically stars with some very good role players.
Hell, let's just keep going on the text line. We got a lot of text here before we move on. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Randy Beer me. Perhaps that the ever vacationing Jeffrey is taking the weekend to hunt for Bigfoot. No. See, that's my thing. The Bigfoot, that's me.
Jeffrey doesn't actually believe in the Bigfoot. Yeah.
No. Jeffrey has plenty of personal time to take because he doesn't take a lot of personal time. See, you guys don't understand. When he's gone, it usually means he's working outside the realm of being on the air. Anyway, that's that. Pinocchio says, living in the Valley since 99, I root for the local teams, except when they play my hometown New England teams. I rue the day I'd have to cheer for Kyrie Irving again. Well, see, there you go. Pinocchio's got it down.
Good point.
He rues the day that he would have to root for Kyrie. Did you root for Kyrie before? Oh, Boston Celtics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Florida Mustard, LOL, love you, Randy. Well, love you too, Florida Mustard. What was that all about? Why? I have many questions.
Me too.
Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday, Fourth Dimension. Leave Jeffrey alone. He's currently on top of South Mountain fixing the transmitter so we can listen to this fine radio program. Are we off the air? Hello? Are we on the air?
I sure hope so.
Is there something that Big George... Hello? Are we on the air? Chorro is i.e. someone's got to clean the toilets and refrigerator.
So it's a little more complicated than that, but
are we live right now?
Okay. I think we are, but who knows?
Let's see. Florida Mustard says, well, I said Kyler was a cancer.
I mean, I disagree with that.
Okay. All right. So I'm going back. Florida Mustard. Okay. I didn't see this, and I don't know why. He's been since 7:56 on February 1st, 7:56 a.m. I'll start there. And he was texting the morning show. Bruce, is Kyler Murray a cancer? I don't know if they respond to that. Then today at 3:34, Florida Mustard says, we can start with talking about how Kyler is a cancer. Then at 3:34, again, LOL, love you, Randy. And then now, well, I said Kyler was a cancer.
Did Kyler
think I need a drink?
Did Kyler hurt you in some way? I'm just asking. I'm curious.
Billy Ray from Avondale says, I meant CP3 contact is not fully guaranteed. No, it's not. CK, okay, Randy, Bigfoot is your thing, and knob gobbling is Jeffrey. No. If it's that Knob Creek whiskey, now that would be Jeffrey's thing.
Exactly.
Bucking Job says, thanks for the GCU tickets. And you're welcome, Bucking Job. Did we give tickets to him?
Potentially. I only had the actual name and email of the person I sent tickets to. I don't know.
Did we give him those things?
I sent the tickets to whoever Jeffrey gave me the name and email of. So yeah,
you're welcome, Bucking Job. Nurse Scratchit says, happy Friday, payday, gentlemen, pour me one. What? Beer, whiskey, vodka, tequila,
soda?
Soda.
There's options.
Water. I have all of them. You're going to have to be a little more, Nurse Scratchit, you're going to have to be a little more, descriptive of what you're wanting. And Big George says, so Randy and Keon, yes, you are live. Randy and Keon, what do you think of ASU's performance yesterday against Oregon State? Is it still a tournament team? We can get back to that. Nurse Scratchit says beer. As a matter of fact, we can talk about that when we come back from this break here. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMART for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code SMART. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMART for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMART.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Milk, eggs, $42. Ma'am, you okay?
Need bucks? With Jackson Hewitt, don't wait weeks for the IRS to send your tax refund. Come in now for up to $3,500 with a no interest, no fee refund advance loan when you file your taxes. That's up to $3,500 today. Don't let high prices get you down. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes. So get to Jackson Hewitt today. For eligible clients, loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Well, of course, we are your exclusive home for Super Bowl 57 coming up next Sunday, not this week, a week from this week. Eagles, Chiefs at the Silver Nest in Glendale, Super Bowl 57. And a lot of people can't, the tickets, oh my God, tickets are enormous in price. I mean, Big Steve will probably end up at the Super Bowl. Knowing Big Steve, you'll have a suite because that's the way he rolls. He's a big roller.
He is the big roller.
But I can't afford to go. You can't afford to go. Many of the fourth dimension, I'm sure, cannot afford to make the big game. But there is something you can do. It is one of the greatest Super Bowl parties ever. It's a tailgate party going on at the Tanger Outlets parking lot. Now, if you don't know where the Tanger Outlets are, if you've been to the Cardinal Stadium, the State Farm Stadium, the Tanger Outlets are right there by the freeway, right there by the 101. It is a series of stores, and they are on the extreme west side of that complex there. So it's west of the stadium and a little north of the stadium, but it's inside that whole complex there. And on Super Bowl Sunday, they have this giant thing called the Players Tailgate, which has been rated #1 the last 7 years in a row. And it's happening on Super Bowl Sunday. You can get discounted tickets by going to our website at 1580thefanatic.com. Listen to the lineup here, Keon. Do you know who Bobby Flay is?
I do. My brother's a big Food Network guy. I watch a lot.
All right, Bobby Flay and 10 other celebrity chefs will be out there making all sorts of these crazy foods you see on the Food Networks. And not only that, there will be a host, and I mean a host, 60 active NFL players to meet and hang out with at this Super Bowl party. And it's happening again on Super Bowl Sunday, Tanger Outlets Mall. Doors open at noon. You can save $75 on tickets by going to our website at 1580thefanatic.com and get all the details. Again, that's 1580thefanatic.com. The Players Tailgate. There should be a link on there. You hit that link, and you can find out all the deets, as the kids like to say. Chef Bobby Flay, other celebrity chefs, and over 60 active NFL players to hang out with. And I mean, your admission, the admission, it takes care of everything. I was talking to Radio Ron about this. You get all the food, you get all the libations, you get all the soda pops, and the whole experience. And you get to hang out with these NFL guys and these celebrity chefs. Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
I clicked the link on the website, and there's a lot of players there that are really, really cool. I know we got a lot of Niner fans listening to the show. Deebo Samuel is on the list. He's going to be there. Got some Packer fans listening to the show. Aaron Jones is going to be there. You got Tyreek Hill. He's going to be there.
Oh, listen, the Cheetah. When the Cheetah's in the house, things start happening.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know he's not a current player, but how about Julian Edelman? He's going to be there. I mean, there's a very long list. I'm not doing the list a whole lot of justice. I'm a Commanders fan. Terry McLaurin's going to be there. So I mean,
there you go.
Might be something worth worth going to. The ageless wonder Frank Gore is going to be there. Dak Prescott, Max Crosby. So big names. Jalen Ramsey. And I'm not even scratching the surface of that list.
Yeah. So I check it out. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. There's a link there. And if you go through our link, you're going to save $75 on the price of admission. But it includes meeting all these guys, hanging out with them, a great food, like world-class food from from the like, starting with Bobby Flay. If you know anything about the Food Network, or you know anything about the Iron Chef and things like that, well, that's Bobby Flay. So you can bet the food's going to be damn good, and everything's covered with the price of admission. 1580thefanatic.com. Somebody texted in. It was Big George talking about the game yesterday between the Sun Devils and the Oregon State Beavers. 68-57, Sun Devils wins their first win in 4 games. 4 games,
yeah.
Because they lost to UCLA, they lost to USC, they lost to Washington, they lost to Washington State. They beat Oregon State last night, 68-57. Does that mean, Keon, that the Sun Devils have started a road to recovery? And keep in mind, they've got Oregon tomorrow night. They've next Thursday they have Stanford at Stanford. Then they go on to Cal, and then they come back home to face Colorado.
Yeah, I don't want to guarantee it. Obviously, you lose 4 games in a row. I think you have to kind of prove it again a little bit, but it's a good start. I actually did see a Sun Devils team that I recognized out there. They played really good defense, especially in the second half. They made a bunch of big time shots, especially the Cambridge brothers, Desmond and Devin Cambridge, combined for 32 points. Those guys were out there doing their thing and really scoring timely buckets. And I know that you don't want to necessarily have to come from behind against a team like Oregon State. Should be better than Oregon State. But I think part of it was this team had to get out of its own head a little bit of, the woe is me. We're losing basketball games. It seemed like they were kind of losing faith in what Bobby Hurley was selling. And now you can kind of get that back on track, get that in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. So I hope that straightens it out for you, Big George.
And Big George did ask also, do I think they're a tournament team? Well, to hell with what I think, but the Ken Palm rankings have ASU at 67. So they would just barely be a tournament team if they had to today.
So they're a bubble team right now.
They're a bubble team, yeah, which means that they can play their way in. And obviously the conference tournament matters a lot. And playing in the Pac-12, which is a great basketball conference, is going to give you that strong strength of schedule that you would need to get in.
888-368-1580. Watermelon says, I think what Florida Mustard is referring to about Kyler Murray being a cancer is some of these coaches that are coming through are not wanting to have have to work with Kyler and his overpaid contract for the next 4 years. Well, I don't know about that.
I did see that report, but I don't know that that's necessarily a cancer thing. That's just a lot of coaches want to come in and have that flexibility to bring in their guy. They don't want to be attached necessarily to a high-priced quarterback, because that means that if they show up and maybe they don't like the guy, then they're stuck. And if you think that the reason your team is losing is because of the quarterback, it's hard to scapegoat the quarterback when the guy's got guaranteed money like Kyler has.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've said it before. We'll say it again. I mean, you can keep telling us your thoughts on Kyler Murray about how short he is or how small he is, or, if he's a cancer or not. It really doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. I mean, it is my quarterback, and I just wish that people would at least give him an opportunity with a new head coach and a new offensive scheme to see what the kid can do. I mean, before he came here, he was quite the phenom. He did win the Heisman Trophy. He did play D1 football. He was looked at as one of the best players in college football. You don't win the Heisman Trophy for going in, being short, and being a cancer. You go in because you're a damn good ball player. And I think Kyler Murray suffered the fate of having Cliff Kingsbury in here, and Cliff Kingsbury is a weak leader. He was a passive kind of guy.
And
he's not a real head coach.
Not even a great play caller, in my opinion. So now you got a weak leader and a guy who's a play caller, who's a bad play caller. It's just, there's a lot of factors there. It's a lot of factors.
I think if you get somebody in here that knows what the hell they're doing and is a leader of men, it might change, might be different.
And I also think that, Kyler, if they had gone ahead and looked at Cliff Kingsbury last year, if Michael Bidwell had looked at Cliff Kingsbury and said, no, I want to go in a different direction, nobody has a problem coming in and trying to coach Kyler Murray. But I think the combination of the contract and his knee are probably scaring more people away than anything.
Hefty Lefty says Gary Payton doesn't play for Oregon State anymore. What does that mean?
I don't follow.
Lung butter. Well, I'm a stands with Mrs. Lung Butter from tomorrow. All thanks to the 1580 The Fanatic. We gonna hype them to a huge win.
It's a Friday.
Triple 8-368-1580.
I guess
Aaron Rodgers is in the news again.
Say it ain't so. I can't imagine Aaron Rodgers finding himself in the news.
Aaron Rodgers is in the news again. It's rumored that he's dating a new woman and one that's prominent in the sports industry. A new report insinuates that he's now in a relationship with the heiress of an NBA franchise. It's said that he's been seeing Milwaukee Bucks owner Wes Eden's daughter, Mallory. She was spotted cheering on the Packers at Lambeau Field. Rodgers and Edens have been sitting courtside together on numerous occasions at basketball games, but now the link between the two is becoming a bit more evident. Here's a recent report from sportsgossip.com. I did not know there was such a website.
Me neither. And I shouldn't be surprised. I really shouldn't be surprised.
Sportsgossip.com says, well, it's finally happened. Mallory Edens has her eye on Aaron Rodgers for a very long time. Mallory has always wanted to be in the public eye. It looks like she might have found her ticket. Mallory was at the Packers game the last Packer game. She was supporting her new boyfriend and favorite team by wearing their gear. Nothing says, I'm all in, like throwing your boyfriend's team's gear. Throwing it on, I guess.
That's not proof of anything. I haven't heard a single shred of evidence that says they're actually dating outside of they're sitting courtside at Bucks games, which...
Well, if it's on sportsgossip.com.
A Wisconsin athlete watching another Wisconsin game and sitting next to the owner's daughter, yeah, I think if she thought Aaron Rodgers was cool, which he's an NFL quarterback, why wouldn't she think that? Then that's going to be a thing that's set up. That is not proof that they are dating.
The relationship comes after Rodgers split with Blue of Earth, a previous girlfriend that many claim to be a witch. Following the breakup, Rodgers appeared to have gotten more involved with Mallory.
I'm not saying there's nothing there, but
how old is Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is 39.
Mallory apparently is a 26-year-old Princeton grad. I mean, what do you do with that?
It's rich people, and I don't know what you do with that either.
What happens when Aaron Rodgers is no longer in Green Bay? That's what I want to know. What happens to this poor 26-year-old gal when Aaron Rodgers goes away?
Well, if they're actually dating, we'll find out then, because the only place they've ever been seen together is Bucks basketball games.
Well, she was at the Packers last Packers game.
Yeah, but she lives in Wisconsin. There's nothing strange about that.
Aaron Rodgers in the news again. When is this guy not in the news? He's becoming the Dallas Cowboys of the Green Bay Packers.
I'm surprised Jerry hasn't made a move for him, honestly.
Right? All right. Well, you hear the music. That means hour one is done. Hour two right around the corner as we head for 6 o'clock tonight. It's the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. I mean, Mallory? Really?
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs. Protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. 800-775-6868. 800-775-6868. That's 800-775-6868.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
With LifeWell, help is here to support our community with counseling, housing services, and addiction treatment. We focus on adults and young adults with financial need. Learn more at lifewell.us and join our team to make a difference in the lives of others. We are hiring counselors, nursing staff, psychiatrists, and more. Start a career of hope, health, and healing at lifewell.us. This message is sponsored by LifeWell and a Virginia G. Piper Charitable Trust COVID Response Grant.
Homeowners age 62 and older, now is time to act. This is Rob Canyon, retirement mortgage specialist and host of the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show on 1510 KFNN. Yes, listing prices are down, but home values still remain at very high levels. Don't wait to learn more about the new and improved home equity conversion mortgage. This is a safe and proven coordinated strategy in retirement, which will improve your monthly cash flow, lower your tax liabilities, and make your retirement portfolio last longer. Call me today, Reverse Rob, at 602-REVERSE, or on the web at www.reverserob.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K2.4 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
No, Harry Soap. It was Blue of Earth, not Blew Up Earth. Harry Soap on the text line. It was not Blew Up Earth. Yeah, she does sound scary if her name was Blew Up Earth. It's Blew Up Earth. Oh, are we live?
We are live.
Welcome everybody to hour 2 of the Daily Blender on this Friday on Michael Jordan Day, 2/3/23. My name is Randy White as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, right over there on the tables of steel, behind the glass, hermetically sealed in the control room at the mega complex of CRC Broadcasting. That's the sexiest man in sports talk radio. That's Keon Rose. And you, the fourth dimension who make this show go, are on the text line at 888-368-1580. I was just reading Harry Soap's text. Randy, did I hear you say Aaron Rodgers' ex-girlfriend was named Blew Up Earth? Sounds like one scary biatch. Well, it was Blue of Earth. I don't know that I need to go any further into that name. This hour on the broadcast, the hell was going on with Donovan Mitchell last night? He's not just another pretty face. Also, Joe Mixon's charges have been or are in the midst of being dropped. Why? And is other things happening. Alex Cora says the Astros stole the 2017 World Series. Stole it. Those are all things coming up here on the Daily Blender. Don't forget, we also have on this date in Big Georgia's sports history and lots of other nifty things happening on the show today. Jeffrey O'Brien out today. We'll be back on Monday, we think. We'll keep you posted. So did you see the game last night? The Donovan Mitchell and And the game last. Did you see the little the game?
I did actually. Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell and
the
Cavaliers, Memphis.
The Cavs are one of my league pass teams. I watch them whenever I get the chance. They're incredibly fun to watch. So yeah, I did catch that game.
Apparently, he and Dylan Brooks are not getting along too well.
You don't say.
No. Apparently, he and Dylan Brooks have a history, and I didn't know this, but Donovan Mitchell he's got a temper. I thought he was pretty even keel.
He generally is.
But apparently he was making a move towards the basket last night. They both went to the floor, and Dylan Brooks wheeled around and tried to take a cheap shot at in the groin area of Donovan Mitchell, who then fired the basketball back at Dylan. They both got up and started pushing. I will say it was a little more impressive than you usually see NBA fights. NBA fights to me normally look like two giraffes scrapping out in the outback of Africa somewhere.
Well, because NBA guys know, they understand what I think a lot of other athletes kind of don't. You don't really want to fight. Your living is literally your hands. If you punch somebody and break something, that you could be on the shelf for months. Maybe that's a payday you don't get. So NBA guys don't really want to fight.
So do you think that's what it looks like? Two giant giraffes going after each other?
Yeah, it depends on the two players. I definitely have seen two NBA players look like that. It's
I mean, say what you will, but these guys are all arms and legs. And it just looks like two giraffes. But last night, that was pretty impressive. Right? And, by the way, Donovan Mitchell, he gave quite a shove on Dylan Brooks there. And Dylan Brooks didn't go down. And what ensued was, I thought, see, look, if you're Donovan Mitchell and you're really angry and you threw the ball at the guy and the guy gives you that look, just hit him. Just, break out in a hockey fight. Everybody would appreciate that.
Well, Mitchell was already on the ground when the whole thing started. It was like a 2-part dirty play, which Dylan Brooks should be ashamed of himself. So part one is the roll. He's rolling on the ground more than he absolutely needs.
Oh yeah,
to.
He rolled into him. Yeah,
and so the way he rolls on Mitchell's ankle, that could have been an ankle injury. Then Mitchell is trying to pull his leg back, and his knee actually buckles. So he just falls down just to try and basically let the pressure kind of get off his knee so that he doesn't tear something, presumably. And as he's going down, then Dylan Brooks swings his arm, right at his undercarriage. So now Mitchell's mad, but he's on the ground already and he's holding the ball. So he throws the ball at him, but he immediately stands back up to shove him. It's just a dirty play from start to finish.
But the thing I found was his overacting when he was rolling on the ground, trying to hit Donovan Mitchell in the groin. I think that was. And then he looked at Dylan looked at Mitchell and he was like, "What, me?"
Yeah, you. And this, course, by the way, is Dylan Brooks' second incident of the season because he was the one that started the whole thing with Shannon Sharpe on the sidelines. So Dylan Brooks has a history of being just involved in enraging everyone around him.
Brooks was assessed a flagrant 2, which automatically disqualified him from the game. Mitchell was also ejected for his actions. The comments after the game by Donovan were priceless. Well, that's just who he is. I forget the exact words, but I've been working his ass for several years. I mean, basically is what he's saying. He can't guard me. And if you can't defend me, that's okay. Just switch out. Get somebody in there so you don't look so bad, basically. I've been working him for years.
Donovan Mitchell is cool. He is a top 5 coolest guy in the league. And Donovan Mitchell will fight you, by the way. He will actually fight you. There's a handful of most NBA guys do not want to fight, but there's always a handful of guys, like 4 or 5 guys in the league at any given moment. Do not test them. They will fight you. And they sometimes seem like the nicest guys. Donovan Mitchell is one of them. DeMar DeRozan is probably the sneakiest guy that you don't want to fight. He's from Compton. Don't fight him.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
But Donovan Mitchell is don't test that dude. He's not going to play with you.
Donovan said, "quote That's just who he is. We've seen it a bunch in this league with him. He and I have our personal battles for years. Quite frankly, I've been busting his ass for years." Love that. I love that. Playoffs, regular season, and the one game he does an all right job on me today, decides to do something like that. There's no place in the game for that. You got to protect yourself at the end of the day. But this has been brewing for years with me and other guys in the league. This isn't new, and tonight was just the end of it. I agree.
Yeah.
You can't just keep taking this abuse all the time.
And the thing that I'm starting to notice is it seems to always be the Grizzlies. It's the Grizzlies that get caught up in all of this stuff. People do not like those guys. I remember the Warriors won their NBA title last season. And for some reason, Klay Thompson was pissed at, I forget which Grizzlies player, said something snarky after they beat the Warriors in the regular season. Mm-hmm. And Klay Thompson took time out of a championship speech to talk about this one player and what a dumbass he is. Because the guys in the league don't like the Grizzlies.
They are a bit chippy.
They are, yeah. And then that's part of the personality of that team. The culture of that team is we're scrappy. We're going to get after everything.
No, see, that's not scrappy.
But that's the thing. Dylan Brooks is a guy in that culture that crosses the line from scrappy into dirty. And I don't like that. I don't think anybody should condone that. And at some point, his teammates have to get in his ear and go, okay, stop this. You're making all of us look bad.
So to me, if a team is scrappy, I have no problem with it. I mean, if they're out there and they're gritty, man, and they're fighting hard and they're playing hard and they go about it the right way, I'm okay with that. But if they're chippy and they're running their mouth and they're a little dirty, they got that edge to them. I don't mind a guy going into second base. If you're a middle infielder, I don't mind a guy going into second base hard. But I do mind a guy going into second base with his spikes up.
Yeah, I think that there are things that you can do. Like there's ways you can defend guys that aren't exactly legal, if you know what I mean. Like if you know which side is somebody's dominant ball handling side. Say they're right-handed, they like going to the right. If you go to defend them and you get inside on their right, you can pin their arm in on them and kind of hold it there. The refs can't really see it. It's not legal, but I don't think that's dirty. Now, when you start, a guy is shooting the basketball and what Bruce Bowen used to do with the Spurs, slide his foot underneath the shooter when they're landing so they roll their ankle when they come down.
Oh,
that's
I've seen that.
Dirty. That you don't do that. That's messing with someone's career, potentially their money. Don't do that. But like you said, there are ways to play the game where you're testing the officials a little bit, and I have no problem with that. But Dylan Brooks is starting to get into that Grayson Allen territory where you're just trying to hurt people, and I don't want to see that in the game.
888-368-1580. Let's go to the text line quick. Hook'em Hottie says, I knew there was a sports gossip site, but I'm a chick and we're supposed to gossip. Well, talking about Aaron Rodgers and his new girlfriend, Mallory.
There's gossip for everything, Hook'em.
Really?
Everything. Can't get away.
The Jet says, hey guys, if the Los Angeles Lakers have the funds or ability to get Kyrie Irving, just hit me that it could be a possibility him going there, and that would suck for everyone. Well, see, now Keon thinks it would be good for them. And I think it would probably be good for them too, because they have a traveling circus right now. If it's not for LeBron and AD, I mean, what do they have?
They have 2 point guards playing their guard spots. They got Dennis Schroeder and they have Patrick Beverly, neither of whom can actually score. Like you just don't have to guard those guys. Kyrie would come in and at least make you a threat shooting threes. He would space the floor in that way. He has a superior ball handling ability. He can get to the basket any way he wants to, and he's borderline unstoppable when he's healthy. So I just, when he's actually playing basketball games anyway, I just think you could use a chance at a guy like that. You're not going to get better trying to do what you've been doing, because what you've been doing is putting you in the 12th spot in the Western Conference. You're going to miss the playoffs if you stay the course. You're going to miss it.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Rogers hooked her up with some ayahuasca. You mean Dear Mallory?
just the idea of ayahuasca scares most people. I know it scares me.
Is it ayahuasca? Because it's ayahuasca on the text line.
Well, it's pronounced ayahuasca. I have no idea how it's
ayahuasca.
spelled.
Ayahuasca.
But that's not like a recreational thing there. That's that'll mess with you.
I wonder if Aaron knows that. Harry Soap said, I'm sorry. Kyle G says, I'm a Packers fan, guys. I don't care and have never cared about any of Rogers' girlfriends. You do not have to talk about it. Please. No one cares. Well, then why'd you bring it up? Big George says, crazy that Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend was in preschool and he was graduating from high school. Talk about rocking the cradle. I think it's robbing the cradle, Big George. 3741 says, my name is Justin Skinner.
Congratulations, I guess.
It's a Friday.
It is a Friday.
Nice to meet you, Justin Skinner. Any relation to Mike Skinner, the NASCAR truck driver for a long time? Lacrosse guy says the word undercarriage needs to be used more.
That is my go-to.
What are you talking about when you use the word, the term undercarriage?
We on this show we call them the Ginobiles, but just. But I also refer to it as the undercarriage. You can't go around kicking people in the undercarriage.
In the undercarriage, absolutely. King of Kittens wants us to know I've had a 5-hour yard sale today and made $27. Congratulations, King of Kittens. You now have beer money. 888-368-1580. So we talked a little about Donovan Mitchell not being afraid. He's not just another pretty face. He'll beat your ass. Speaking of beating your ass, Cincinnati is seeking to drop the charges against Joe Mixon. Yesterday, we broke on this very program that the city had issued an arrest warrant for Joe Mixon for aggravated meddling. No, that wasn't it. Aggravated pantomiming. No, that wasn't it. Aggravated something. Apparently, he pointed a gun, a firearm, allegedly, at a woman, and now for some reason, they are going to be trying to gather more information about this, and the municipal court judge presiding, Kurt Kissinger, has issued that, but the rest of the police department and some of the other people are asking the case be dismissed, but not because he's not guilty of it. They want to refile it.
Yeah, they want to investigate some more and then refile it, which I think is smart if you want to make sure you've got all the facts, make sure you've got all your ducks in a row so that you have a stronger case moving forward. I guess that does make sense.
So you're saying that it was a he said, she said, circumstantial evidence, and the police maybe moved a little quickly on this?
Not that I don't know that they necessarily moved a little quickly. I mean, Joe Mixon's lawyers say that, but I do think that they feel like there is evidence, like for the fact that they did this, because they could have just dropped it and walked away. But the fact that they're continuing the investigation means they think there's something there to find, but they just want to make sure that they actually have it all in a way that, isn't going to get it, tossed out in court or something like that. Because they said that, I don't know if it was the fiance or the girlfriend, But they said she still wants to move forward with it, and if they refile, that she is gonna continue to press charges. So she's not backing off from that. This isn't a situation where the Chris Beard thing comes to mind. Unfortunately, where he has the altercation with his spouse, and then she later says, drop the charges. It's not his fault. This isn't one of those. She still very much wants to press the charges. I just think the police want to make sure they've got everything together.
According to court documents obtained by WCPO 9 News. Did that sound official?
Very.
WCPO 9 News. Mixon was charged with aggravated menacing after allegedly pointing a firearm at a woman on January 21st, the day before the Bengals defeated the Bills in the divisional round of the playoffs. According to an affidavit obtained by WCPO 9 News, Mixon stated, quote, "You should be popped in the face. I should shoot you. The police can't get me." End quote. Well, that's pretty bold. The police can't get me?
Yeah. I've never heard anybody actually come out and say it in the middle of committing the alleged crime. Just never heard it before. That's
Mixon's agent, Peter Schaefer, released a statement saying it was a rush to judgment. They're dropping the charges first thing in the morning. I really feel that police have an obligation before they file charges because of the damage that can be done to a person's reputation to do their work. They should be held to a higher standard because I don't play with people's lives.
Okay, but what reputation? Joe Mixon was on camera punching a girl in a restaurant while he was in college.
Broke 4 bones in her face.
Yeah. So what reputation are we attempting to preserve here exactly? Now, if you want to say, hey, we just want to make sure the process is working, just to make sure that you've got all the ducks in a row, that's one thing. And I understand this is Joe Mixon's agent, so he's going to try and frame this to make Joe look good.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're not talking about a guy with an exactly pristine reputation. We're talking about somebody with a history. So that's not on his side here.
The thing that gets me is the statement that he says, I should shoot you. The police can't get me. I mean, what does that mean?
It seems to imply that he thinks he's going to get away with it.
Does he actually believe he could get away with shooting somebody or punching them in the face again?
I don't think he means to imply that he could get away with it, but I think he thinks that makes the threat more probable. If you're trying to convince the person you're threatening that you can do anything and the police won't get you, then they're more likely to think, oh, he really will shoot me in the face. Which is crappier, actually. It's worse.
Boy, I hope he doesn't believe that.
I sure hope not.
And I hope that I hope the truth comes out here. And I hope if he did something wrong and he said those menacing things towards somebody and he pointed a firearm at him, because that's rule number 1 in firearm safety. You never, ever, 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 ever point a firearm at somebody. Unless you intend to shoot, you never, ever do that. And then for him to say the police can't get me, I mean, that's whoa. We'll talk about this a little bit more on the other side of the break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Hi, Jada Cantor here, Diamond Dave's daughter. I've watched my dad as I grew up talk about what he can do, what no one else can, because of our family's fourth generation connections, direct importing and operating out of an office instead of a typical retail location. If you want something special in a diamond, a wholesale price, and to have the owner personally involved in your special diamond, call my dad, Diamond Dave.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave, KANTOR.
Get ready for an insurance blowout. Homeowners, auto, businesses, we're blowing them out at ridiculous prices.
Let's face it, it's next to impossible to make insurance exciting. That's okay. At Cole Hayes Insurance, we're not about the flash, but we can save you cash. Cole Hayes Insurance is an independent agency that shops all the insurance companies they represent to get you the best rate for your homeowner, auto, business, or commercial needs. Contact Cole Hayes today online at mycommercialinsurance.com. That's mycommercialinsurance.com.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
It's the big game in Glendale, America's championship. The season-long journey for Super Bowl glory is 4 quarters away, and we have you covered for all the action. You gotta love it. The Eagles versus the Chiefs. Get the latest news, injury updates, information, and analysis only from your exclusive radio home for Super Bowl 57, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It is a Friday on Michael Jordan Day. That's February 3rd, 2023. So it figures out to be 23. I mean, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Unless there would be anybody doubting that God does not think that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time when it comes to basketball. 888-368-1580. Lots going on the text line. We've been talking about this disturbing situation in Cincinnati. Joe Mixon apparently brandishing a weapon, pointing it at his significant other. What did we figure out? Was it his girlfriend or fiance or wife or something? Because I didn't see it in the article. But apparently makes some menacing statements. You should be popped in the face. I could shoot you and the police can't get me. Which to me it is just psycho. That is just crazy thinking. A King of Kittens says brandishing a weapon is a felonious assault situation. You better be prepared for the opposition to respond in a similar manner. Yeah, but I don't think this gal had a weapon on her. I mean, what that is a very bully situation. Joe Mixon is a bully, if this is the case. Allegedly threatening her in this manner, that is a bully. And if he thinks the police can't get him, boy, that is troubling.
Yeah, it just says a woman. It doesn't say what relation she is to.
And it means he didn't learn anything from the last time that he punched a woman in the face and broke 4 bones. Only got 100 hours of community service out of that one. And is making millions of dollars playing football. And apparently he didn't learn a damn thing.
And he was playing, I forget which bowl game afterwards. And I don't even remember which broadcaster. I remember I was listening to the broadcaster and he was going, and you know what? He's a good kid, but he's really sorry for what he did. And I was just like, what?
Doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like it now, but that's exactly the kind of excusing that gets us to now.
Straight Striper on the text line says the Mixon situation sounds like the investigators dropped the charges because the victim has a check in the mail to make this disappear and won't testify. No, I think what it is, according to what I was reading and what Keon was reading, they want to get all their ducks in a row because they maybe filed the charges too quickly and they don't have all the evidence they need. I mean, keep in mind, we live in a society now. There's There's cameras everywhere. People have Ring doorbells. People have security cameras around their domiciles. There are businesses that have cameras. I mean, there are any amount of cameras that are focused on you as you go from one place to another. And if this happened out in public, they're going to be, they're going to be searching for video footage and or audio. I mean, a lot of these cameras record audio too.
Pretty damn well.
So I think they just want to get everything lined up and then refile this thing. And the woman understood why they were dropping the charges because she also understands they're going to refile them at a later date. Pickle D says he thinks he's OJ. Wow.
That's dark. But also,
I mean, right there. But that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it came from his own mouth. Like, what are you supposed to say? And again, allegedly. But if that turns out to be what he said, who else are you comparing him to?
Bruno Baller says Michael Jordan may be the greatest, not so much for his basketball talent, but for that fierce competitiveness that he had. I think every great athlete has that fierce hunger, that fierce competitiveness. Look at Tom Brady. Look at Peyton Manning. Even LeBron James. That will to win, to be better than the other team or person. I think Tiger Woods. Look at Tiger Woods. That fierce competitiveness. You're right, Bruno Baller. I appreciate that text. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Pinocchio is going back to the Donovan Mitchell thing. What if Brooks found a lump in Mitchell's testicle and early diagnosed to save his life? He would be such a different guy, wouldn't he?
You think that's what he was doing?
Don't believe he's doing a testicular exam.
I have serious doubts.
Hamilton Porter says, wait, you guys think Joe Mixon, who has a history of this, is innocent? No.
Nobody
never
said that. In fact, I think we're implying the opposite.
Never said that. Keon brought up the fact that an announcer said that on a broadcast after he hit that poor girl in the face and broke 4 bones. And listen, don't at me about, well, maybe she had it coming. Maybe she was running her mouth. Maybe she said something, this, that, and the other. You know what? Be a man. Walk away. Walk away. You don't need to threaten a woman or a child or beat up on them because they said something to you. Well, what if the woman pushed him? Walk away. Walk away.
It's really not hard. Most of us actually accomplish getting through life without putting our hands on a woman or child. It's simple. It's very easy to do.
Big George says this is very common. A prosecutor may decide to dismiss the charges in order to refile the case with the appropriate charges. Sometimes the police rush to arrest somebody who's a danger to society, especially in violent cases, to get them off the streets. And then the prosecutor will go through and review the evidence and refile the case. Thank you, Big George. Big George from the law community and would know very well what's going on. And, that seems to be the issue here, Big George. That's what they were talking about. Refiling the case under different charges. 3741. Justin, may I call you Justin? If you won tickets this morning to the ASU game for tomorrow night's game, Izzy or somebody will be sending that to you. I will take your information. Keon, I don't know how to do this. Maybe in the break, I'll give you his information. And perhaps you can send this to Izzy and remind him that he needs to send these tickets to Justin, if I may call you Justin. Because he seems to be a bit in the dark about these tickets that he won this morning. King of Kittens says, I had a pebble-sized lump on my right testicle for 50 years.
I just don't think that a guy with a closed fist in a basketball game, swinging his arm in the direction of the undercarriage, is checking for that. But
did it hurt?
I sure hope not.
I just have to know. Pebble-sized lump on my right testicle for 50 years. King of kittens. Wow.
Dad, this is a Friday show, right here. I don't know if I wanted to know that, King of Kittens.
I mean, everything just came to a grinding halt here.
There's no way around this. We have been successfully derailed. Congratulations.
Bruno Baller. Thank you, Big George. Very informative. Yes, indeed. We all thank you, Big George. Let's the case I think might be sour grapes here, but she probably has a case. But on the other hand, I'll let you decide. Fourth dimension. Duke women's basketball coach Kara Lawson was not happy. Said the teams played with a men's basketball for the first half of a loss to Florida State on Sunday. Sorry. The 16th ranked Blue Devils lost to the Seminoles 70-57 in Tallahassee. That's the team's second ACC loss of the season. After her team beat Pittsburgh 53-44 on Thursday, Lawson ended her news conference by speaking animatedly about Sunday's loss. This quote, "This would never happen in a men's game. This would never happen. It's embarrassing for our sport." End quote. They got beat pretty soundly by Florida State. 70-57. And she's only now coming out saying something about the team playing with a men's basketball in the first half of this game. Now, okay, I don't know how this happened. I don't know why it happened. And I don't know who's responsible. But it sounds like sour grapes to me.
It does.
Because Florida State had no problem with the basketball. They just kicked the Blue Devils' ass. That's what they did.
They found a way to put 70 points on the board. So I don't know. I don't know if this is the complaint you necessarily want to make. It doesn't make you look particularly good right now. Not only that, but a men's basketball and a women's basketball, they are different in size, but slightly different in size. We're not talking about massive.
It's an inch larger. A men's basketball is an inch larger than a women's basketball.
Yeah.
And I think a men's basketball is maybe an ounce or two heavier.
It's 2 ounces heavy.
Yeah. Is it 2 ounces?
22 ounces for a men's ball, 20 for women's ball.
But all right. Hear me out here, Keon.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talked about this yesterday a bit on the show, not this specific story, but I thought this was very interesting based upon what we talked about yesterday. Are the hoops lower for the women?
No.
So they're the same height.
They're the same height.
Is the floor, is the court, is it the same dimensions?
It's the same. It's the same dimension. I think the 3-point line's a little shorter.
For the women?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the big deal
here? I don't know what the big deal is. And again, if it was a close game, I could understand complaining about that, but the other team is using the same basketball you're using. So you don't have a problem. And then, of course, they beat the crap out of you. So that's the other issue, is they were using the same ball and they beat you bad. I don't know what the complaint is here. She is right. It wouldn't happen in the men's game. They would never have a women's basketball and nobody would notice for an entire half. But you played the game and the other team had the same equipment that you had. So I don't see the issue. I really don't.
Apparently, Lawson has said that throughout the first half, the Duke players were complaining, quote unquote, about the ball while going 7 for 34 from the field in the opening 20 minutes. They were 12 for 38 in the second half. Florida State made 10 of its 30 shots in the first 2 quarters and 14 of 31 in the second half.
And actually, I stand corrected there. The women's 3-point line last year actually got moved back to match the men's line. So no difference there.
So then shouldn't I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it.
I mean,
who's responsible for checking the basketball before the game?
The officials.
Oh my God!
The officials are the ones who are responsible for that.
Then I mean, I don't mean to be that guy, but why jump on this? This would never happen in a men's game.
I think she's getting at the fact that the same level of care isn't given to the women's game as the men's game, which is true. We've seen that before. You know, I think when they had the NCAA tournament in 2020, the men had a full-on gym to work out.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah. So I think part of it is that maybe, but it's just, she doesn't seem to be critiquing the game. She seems to be mad that her team lost. That's really where this is coming from. Because how long did she wait to say this?
She waited until after they beat Pittsburgh 53-44.
Yeah. So it's just, if this was
Thursday,
a serious
the game was
issue,
Sunday. The Ballgate game was on Sunday, and Thursday after the Thursday game, she said something about it.
Because if everyone's using the same basketball, I just don't see the issue. Because of course, both men's and women's teams play in the same arena, so a mix-up is absolutely possible and could be accidental and with no ill will meant. I don't know what to make of this. Or her anger level anyway.
The whoever the chief referee is, he needs to be he or she and or the rest of the team there, the refereeing team, need to be reprimanded severely. This shouldn't happen. You're exactly right, Kara Lawson. But you got your ass kicked. I mean, Florida State just beat you guys up. You went into a game and you got beat. Yeah, okay, the ball was a little different, but Florida State's, they scored and you didn't. And the NCAA should probably, they should probably replay this game. They should find an off day somewhere and they should replay this game. I mean, that's my thought. I don't know.
Maybe I don't see why. If you thought that this was a big problem, you should have said so at the time, like after the game, unless you found out. I guess that's my thing. Days later. And I don't know exactly what process she went through. Did she report this to the NCAA? Did she file a complaint first? Or did she just go to the media? Because the media can't help you. Now, if you file the complaint and then the NCAA didn't do anything about it, just dragged their feet, didn't offer an explanation, didn't issue an apology, didn't put out a statement, okay, I kind of get the frustration there. But if you just went to the media without trying to go through any channels to get something changed, fixed, or overturned, it just comes across as sour grapes.
She did say, in her defense, she did say at the end of her comments, the Florida State, quote, Florida State beat us. They beat us by playing with a men's basketball in the first half and a women's ball in the second half. But I can't say if we have played with the women's ball in the first half and the second half that we would have won. They can't say that either, end quote.
But you were using the same ball.
Yeah, it was not there was no advantage for either team.
I think it's funny that nobody noticed.
The assistant coach, the Duke's assistant coach, because the team was complaining about the ball, saying there's something different about the ball. Okay, the assistant coach did go to the table, and they did review the ball at halftime. And when they realized what the problem was, she said the game officials changed the ball to start the second half. Well, but why did you wait until halftime to go to the table? And why didn't you call a timeout and have the officials check it right then?
I don't know. Because the thing is, a men and a women's basketball, the difference is very small. But if you play the game a lot, you can tell.
Well, I get it.
So,
I mean, I
so if your
understand
players
that.
are
Yeah.
saying, oh, I feel like something's off or what have you, the time to check that is the moment that you've got more than one player going, something feels wrong about this basketball.
All right, a lot of texts coming in. You can imagine at 888-368-1580. We got to take a break. When we come back, we've got more. We got your texts and we got some other stuff too. I don't know what it is right now, but we'll talk about it around the corner here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Attention, if you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936.
Optima Tax Relief. One trip down Scottsdale Road and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without a show? Well, Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily till 6 p.m. and enjoy the outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for the open, the big game, or just the great Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears radio show, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. I am here today to make the statement that just because we're in a bear market does not mean that you have to be losing money. Just like Michael Burry and Warren Buffett, bear markets should be where real generational wealth is created. But most will follow the same broken strategy that lost them in the last bear market. We are inviting you to come to an intensive 3-day trading and investing class where we will show you the trading and investing strategies of the market wizards. This class is typically $299, but right now, for 66% off, you can join us in this class. Just call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337 and tell the operator you want the $99 3-day class, or text $99 to 25029. That's $99 to 25029.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It is the Daily Blender on a Friday, February 3rd, 2023. As we're moving towards 6 p.m. tonight, Jeffrey O'Brien out today. That's Keon Rose. My name is Randy White, and you are on the text line, the fourth dimension at 888-368-1580. We've been talking a little bit about balls. We talked about Donovan Mitchell's balls. We talked about King of Kittens having a growth on his balls for 50 years. And now we're talking about women's basketballs. Let's go to the text line quickly here. Oh, by the way, Justin, if I may call you Justin, who texted us early today. This has been an ongoing thing, so pardon me for a little housekeeping here. Justin, Keon has your phone number, and he's going to forward your information to the party. It also says here that you would like to create a texter name. Well, that's very good, Justin. Do you have a name in mind you'd like to have, a texter name? The Fourth Dimension have have amazing names. I mean, we have King of Kittens, Pickle D, Randy's Chuckle, Bruno Baller, Hamilton Porter, Straight Striper. I mean, everybody's name is unique to them. Big George, King of Kittens, Boogie, Nurse Scratchet. I mean, come up with a great name and text it in, and we will put that into the system, so you will be forever known as whatever you. And if you can't come up with a name, I mean, we have a list of suitable names here that the Fourth Dimension and myself have compiled. We would be glad to help you. 888-368-1580. No Nurse Scratchet. I have not heard if Brittany Griner is returning to the Mercury. Now, I did hear her say that she wanted to, but I have not heard anything official at this time as I reset the text line because it's gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let's get back to the action. So Alex Cora apparently has written a book, Keon.
Oh, boy.
This is going to anger many people. Alex Cora has written a book, and he, in this book, according to the, well, he didn't write the book. Evan Drellich, Winning Fixes Everything by Evan Drellich. Cora apparently would boast about how the 2017 Astros stole the World Series, and that's his wording, not mine. A quote, Alex Cora from a Boston Herald interview says, quote, "We stole that bleeping World Series." Allegedly is what Cora said. There are reports from Boston Red Sox players who said when Cora arrived in Boston to manage the Red Sox in 2018, he would, quote, occasionally talk about the Astros sign stealing from 2017, even brag sometimes in late night settings, especially when they started drinking. While many teams were accused of illegally stealing signs during those years, Cora's acts were seen as particularly egregious.
You don't say.
Quote, "We knew the Astros stole signs," another member of the Red Sox told Drellich, because Alex Cora told us. He said that when they played the Dodgers, we already knew what everybody was throwing before we even got on base. We didn't have to get on base, and everybody was like, what the hell does that mean? It means that they knew what pitch was coming. They could just put it on a tee and hit it out of the park.
Pretty much.
The book details much more than just simply the Astros sign stealing operation of 2017. It includes habits of teams like the Yankees, Red Sox, and Dodgers. The focus, though, is heavily on the 2017 Astros and 2018 Red Sox, who both won championships and were punished for breaking the rules during those runs. So now, I mean, there's no absolute no doubt here going on.
How is he not banned from the game for life?
Thank you.
That is, to me, people have been banned from the game forever for less.
Thank you very much.
It's the damn World Series. I just, I forget there was a Braves assistant GM that just got reinstated into baseball because he was paying international players in a way that was very illegal. Money that was intended for one guy would get spread out to a number of players, and you can't do that. But that's not affecting the integrity of the World Series. And he got suspended. I mean, not suspended. He got banned. They let him back this past year once they not realized that anything in particular, just that they said, okay, it seems like he's really made strides towards being a better person, and he apologized profusely, and he really doesn't, would love to work in baseball, but doesn't want to repeat those actions, and has found ways to hold himself accountable, all of that stuff. Alex Cora is bragging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the bottom line is, in my opinion, and this is just my humble opinion, I am not a baseball, executive or anything, but I'll tell you right now, Alex Cora should be banned for life, and he should be stripped of the World Championship trophy and ring and everything else.
And he shouldn't be a manager, right? An active manager in the game.
Well, he shouldn't be involved at all.
Yeah,
he should have to go to work at McDonald's or something. He should have to go try to make a living somewhere else.
And I think the biggest problem that a lot of us have with the Astros scandal isn't just that the Astros cheated. That is a big part of it. But I think another part of it is Major League Baseball's reaction to it. They didn't do anything.
Oh, well, you wouldn't expect the current reigning commissioner to have done anything with any sort of, common sense, would you? He just wanted now look, Johnny, you tell me the truth and I'm not going to punish you. Did you steal that candy from the store? All right, Johnny, thank you for telling me the truth. Now go outside and play. That's exactly how he handled the situation. There was absolutely nothing done by this commissioner to take care of this situation.
Yeah.
He handled it like a I don't know, like a wimpy parent,
Yeah.
afraid to discipline anybody for the wrongs they've done.
A field mouse when what we needed in that moment was a lion. I mean, we needed a guy who would come in and say, look, we need you to cooperate with this investigation. If you tell the truth, you will be suspended for a long ass time. You will be fined heavily, and you'll be lucky if we don't kick you out of the game forever.
Mm-hmm.
That if you cooperate, you'll be able to be in the game, but you're going to be gone for a while. All of you. Championship, you don't get to keep it. That's the kind of action. Instead, it was, we'll give you a slap on the wrist.
Oh, the players were not disciplined
players
at all.
weren't disciplined.
They were immune.
Anyway. Yeah. I just, every single one of you from Springer to Correa, you should be lucky to be in the game if you cooperate.
I mean, the only people that got disciplined in this was Jeff Lunau, the manager, AJ Hinch, Alex Cora, and Carlos Beltran. Let me tell you something else. Carlos Beltran should not get the Hall of Fame ever. I don't care. I don't care what kind of a player he was. This right here, this 2017 Houston Astros debacle, no, he shouldn't get the Hall of Fame.
No,
you get the Hall of Fame for being above the game and being a contributor to the game of baseball. You don't get it because you put up some hefty numbers and some Weasley-eyed baseball writer thinks you were a great player and maybe you talked to him nice or something. But how did you impact the game? Well, Carlos Beltran was a great ball player. Barry Bonds was a great ball player. Until he started cheating. Now, I know there's going to be people out there, but Randy, what about these guys in the 70s and 80s that were doing amphetamines and cocaine and they were showing up at the ballpark, loaded, and they went out there and played and all this other business? Show me in the rule book where it says they can't do that. I can show you in the rule book where you can't use electronic equipment to cheat. I can show you in the rule book where it says you can't, juice up on steroids to make yourself stronger so you can cheat.
Yeah, like the guys that were taking steroids before that was a rule. It wasn't a rule yet. You knew you were doing something wrong.
A ball player and you knowingly broke the laws.
Yeah.
There's not even an argument. Stole from the game. You shouldn't be in the game.
That there were 29 other teams. And maybe they didn't all do it well, but 29 other teams were busting their ass to try and get themselves a championship. And you cheated your way to the top and won it. There should be some consequence for that. A serious one.
Yeah, well, old drinky drink there. He's worried about, I don't know what he's worried about. We'll talk about it. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we've got hour number 3 of the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Attention! This is a special alert for all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an overpriced auto warranty or no warranty coverage at all. Due to the increase of new and used car prices, repair costs, and the price of gas, people are keeping their cars longer than ever, which is why CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on covered auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can save thousands for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. You could save thousands on future auto repairs. Our specialists are standing by for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-760-8196. Vehicle protection plan pricing is at an all-time low. Plus, drivers who purchase this coverage today will receive rental car options, free roadside assistance, and free towing. Call 800-760-8196 now for your free quick quote. That's 800-760-8196. What do you have to lose? Call 800-760-8196. Again, 800-760-8196.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
We went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best. Tee it up at the 2023 WM Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 6th through 12th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament information at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
That's WMPhoenix.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
People settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Is Friday here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful Scottsdale from the CRC Broadcasting Megaplex. Right over there, the sexiest man at Sports Talk Radio. That's Keon Rose. My name is Randy White. Jeffrey O'Brien out today. He's slated to come back on Monday. You are on the text line at 888-368-1580 as we continue to roll till 6 o'clock tonight on this 2/3/23 Michael Jordan Day in the world as we know it. 888-368-1580 is the text line. We talked about some heavy things last hour. Let's catch up on the texts before we get going. Randy's chuckle talking about Donovan Mitchell taking a fist to the groin last night. Donovan Mitchell's ball is probably 2 ounces heavier now also. He's saying that because the Duke women's basketball team last Sunday played with a basketball 1 inch larger and 2 inches heavier and got their asses beat. Pickle D says, men's ball gate. Yeah. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know. King of Kittens says, in an hour, this was 23 minutes ago. In an hour, The Suns play the Celtics at the Garden. Who you got, Keon?
That's tough right now. I'm gonna have to take the Celtics. I think it's just the Suns are still without Devin Booker, and the Celtics are rolling. I think this is going to be a really tough road trip for the Suns. So hopefully you get Devin Booker back sooner rather than later.
Well, his last tweet was he's rounding third, which I don't know. That's very good if you got a hamstring injury.
Well, I assume it means you're close.
Shouldn't be running the bases at a ballpark. I mean, you should be taking care of that hamstring.
That is a good point.
I don't know what the hell he's doing on a baseball or softball field. I mean, come on, Book. Think of the team. Hefty Lefty says, one of my favorite Kobe stories was when he noticed during a shoot-around pregame that the rim was a quarter-inch low. He had maintenance fix it. That man could tell if the rim was off a quarter inch. Too bad the refs didn't have enough, have that attention to detail when it came to the Duke women's basketball game. Yeah, that's a good point. That's part of it. That's what the referees are there for, to officiate the game. Part of officiating the game is to make sure that the ball is an official, the right ball, the official ball of the game. Jeez. Boogie says, holy smokes. This week it was a lot. Randy ranting White, good sir. I'll take 4 fingers of your strongest whiskey. Wow. Let me give you a little more.
He's doing a lot right now.
Here you go, Boogie. Nurse Scratchit, I think we addressed this. Have you heard anything about Brittany Griner coming back to play and how she's doing? The last thing I heard, Keon, I don't know. Have you heard anything about Brittany? The last thing that I've heard was she intends to play for the Mercury again. And after her situation, that was probably pretty stressful for her.
And of course, I'm sure she's just plus days without playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's getting in shape, but I'm sure she's spending time with her family. Well, I mean, as far as I know, she's going to come back and play. Big George says it's just disgusting, the lack of accountability and punishment that has happened to the Houston Astros for what they did. Everyone involved should have been banned for life or at least 10 years, 1 year suspension for worst offenders and no punishment for the players involved. What a joke. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Mr. Wilbur says, you stole fizzy lifting drinks. You get nothing. Good day. I said good day, sir. Wow.
That of course means that Willy Wonka would probably be a better baseball commissioner than Rob Manfred. And
absolutely.
That's pretty sad.
Can you imagine the game of baseball with Willy Wonka as commissioner?
I mean, of course, we'd have all kinds of things like Oompa Loompas for officials. It wouldn't be great. But at least if you cheat, you don't get to win.
I say good day. Put him in the blueberry squeezer. A-Wings. Yeah. A-Wings 22 says, Manfred was just following Goodell's playbook with Patriots cheating, and look what it's done for Brady. I can't lie. I can't say that Brady didn't cheat. I can't. We know he did. I mean, the Deflategate and the whole, the cell phone that was destroyed and all this business. CK, show you in the rule book, it's illegal to take greenies, amphetamines. We are illegal lawfully. Baseball isn't pure, never has been. Cheating has been there since day one. Get over it. Stealing signs, banging trash cans, or on second base is stealing or cheating. One isn't less wrong than the other.
And that's where I disagree. One is more wrong than the other. Cheating has been a part of baseball. Cheating's been a part of every sport. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to enforce rules. Just because people try to cheat doesn't mean people shouldn't try to enforce rules. That's like saying in the history of America, boy, crime has been a part of America since the very beginning. No one should try to enforce laws. Just don't even bother trying to enforce laws because criminals just try to commit crimes anyway. Like there are degrees to things. There's If you're stealing a sign on second, it's because you're with your own two eyes. You can actually see the sign, and then you have to figure out how to communicate that, and they have to change those signs. But when you're using equipment, that is clearly against the rules. That is clearly another level that looking at the catcher on second isn't.
I appreciate your opinion, CK. It's just my opinion. Bottom line, if you cheat, you shouldn't be playing the game. Especially if you get caught. Like one person said one time, it's only cheating if you get caught. Well, the Astros got caught. They paid nothing for it. As a matter of fact, they got to keep their World Series championship trophy. They got all their championship bonus money, which amounts to millions of dollars. They all got the prestige of winning the world championship. Their names were not erased from the history books. If you go and you look up a list of World Series champions, guess what? In 2017, you're going to see the Houston Astros, even though they got caught cheating. And baseball has a way of enacting its own justice from within. If we caught a guy, when I was playing ball, we caught a guy stealing our signs. He came up to the plate. He got plunked. He got plunked hard. So, as far as somebody coming in, taking greenies or amphetamines, how does that make you stronger? And I don't think that I'll ever get over it. I love the game of baseball too much. I don't appreciate when they don't enact justice on guys that cheat. That's just my take. Blissful Hayes says Major League Baseball is a complete joke because they won't allow Pete Rose and Barry Bonds into the Hall of Fame.
Because they won't. Huh.
Well, thank you, Blissful Hayes. I tend to agree. You break the laws, you don't get the Hall of Fame. Boogie says in Swedish, the word gråtrunka means to cry while masturbating. The fact that they actually have a word for that is a real tearjerker.
Friday show, Randy. Friday show.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Tom Brady is to blame for the balls in the Duke basketball game. Where do you think all that air from the balls in that Colts game went?
I mean, they didn't inflate. Oh boy, the you know what? No, because I'm going to say a sentence, and the fourth dimension is going to take that sentence, and I'm never going to hear the end of it. I'll be ruined. I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
A-Wings 22 says, Randy taking illegal practice videotapes too with Patriots.
No Spygate. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. CK, cheating is cheating. I say get over it because you excuse one form versus the other. I want them to outlaw all cheaters versus rewarding and praising lesser form of cheaters.
Well, he's not excusing one or the other.
I'm not excusing any cheating.
Amphetamines, at the time that they were being used by players in the 70s, they weren't against the rules. Then the rule book got updated and you can't use them. At the time, they weren't against the rules. So you're not excusing it. It wasn't cheating at the time.
I don't believe that some of the people that are in the Hall of Fame should be in the Hall of Fame for doctoring baseballs, for using corked bats, for the way they played the game. I mean, I just feel like I'm a purist when it comes to baseball. If you're a cheater and you're in the Hall of Fame, you shouldn't be there. And in my opinion, Barry Bonds cheated. And the sad part about that story is he didn't have to cheat. He didn't have to. Hell, he probably would have made the Hall of Fame just on the first half of his career alone. Blissful Hayes says, I completely understand why Cardinals head coaching candidates have turned down the job. They know Kyler Murray doesn't care about the team, isn't a leader, and definitely doesn't care about winning. Well, Blissful Hayes, I don't believe all three of those. As far as he doesn't care about the team, I think he does care about the team. He's playing for the team. And if the team looks bad, he looks bad. And second of all, if you say he's not a leader, then how is he a quarterback? Isn't that the team leader if you're a quarterback? And third, if he doesn't care about winning, well, then why is he playing the game? Isn't that the option? Herm Edwards used to say it this way: you play to win the game. Right?
Right.
So if he didn't care about winning, why would he be playing the game? You're trying to tell me, all you Kyler haters out there are trying to tell me that this guy grew up playing football, became one of the best athletes in the state of Texas playing football, was undefeated, won state championships, went to college, competed at college at a high level, won the Heisman Trophy, came out of college, was the number 1 draft pick. Also, not for just football, but also in baseball. Could have gone either way. Chose to go football, and he came here to this team, and he was saddled with Cliff Kingsbury and his orange slices and juice boxes. And you think it's Kyler Murray that doesn't want to win?
I mean, he's chewing out this coach. Like, yeah. I think that the way he handled things was poor. Is he not a good leader? Yeah, I think his leadership qualities need serious improvement, obviously. But to say the guy doesn't care, that doesn't track. You can't say he's chewing out his coach, he's yelling at his coach. That's bad, but also he doesn't care. Then what the hell is he yelling for?
Blissful Hayes, I have to ask you, if Kyler only wants the money, would you be the same way then? Are you saying that if you got that contract, are you saying that once you got that $200 million contract, you would just quit and not play? I mean, I don't believe that about you. Jagdog says, why was Grandpa Joe such a bum? Get out of bed and help. Go help support your family. Hey, you got out of bed when Charlie got the golden ticket, didn't you? You're a bum, sir. A bum. Damn.
It's hard to argue with that one.
Straight fire about Grandpa Joe right there. Straight damn fire right there.
The moment that they had a chance to go to the chocolate factory, this dude hops right out of bed.
And was dancing.
And was dancing.
Yeah.
So if you can dance, I mean, a part-time job. Just get out of bed a couple of hours a day.
Let's see. CK says, speaking of Herm, I saw him on ESPN this morning, and that man looks miserable. Oh, I don't know. I think he looks relieved. To me, he looks relieved. He just got a lot of money from ASU, and now he's back on ESPN talking football. He don't have to.
ESPN pays very well.
And that's like me working in radio. I mean, I don't look miserable because I love playing radio. That's what I call it, playing radio. I get to hang out with you guys all the time, and we get to sit around and talk sports. I mean,
for a living.
Does it get any better than that? I mean,
I was 12 when I knew this was a job I wanted to do.
Good Cat says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm just tuning in, and you may have already mentioned this period, but if Bidwell does not get his ass in gear and hire a coach soon, the Cardinals are going to be in a lot of trouble. Reports are saying Sean Payton is going after Brian Flores for his DC. Soon the Cardinals are going to be in a lot of trouble. Reports are saying Sean Payton is going after Brian Flores for his DC. Thank you, Good Cat. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Mr. Pringle says Kyler's playing the game for greenbacks. Well, he used to play the game. Now he's just cashing the checks.
Again, he's arguing with the coach. He's arguing with the best wide receiver on the team. What is just cashing the checks if you're arguing with people about trying to win? Again, he could have handled it way better, but let's not act like the guy doesn't care.
Let's see here. Baker's Cocky Hen says the dude cares. Look at how pissed he gets at Cliff. Kyler just needs coaching. Pay Lincoln Riley $20 million a year. Worst case, they suck next year and get Caleb Williams to back up Murray. Well, I mean, it's not a bad plan. But I do agree. I think he does care about winning. And I think he was very frustrated at the play calling from Cliff and this offense. I think he was very frustrated. And yeah, did I say he's not a pouter? No, I think he pouted quite a bit. Did I say he's not respectful of his boss? No, I don't think he's respectful of his boss at all. I think there's about a million things he could have done differently to help this team. Do I think he's a good leader? I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. There's been a lot of gossip that's come out about what Kyler Murray does and how he's acted since he's got the money and this, that, the other. But do I think the guy doesn't want to win? Absolutely not.
Because we know what it looks like when a guy doesn't really care. His name is Jamarcus Russell. And didn't ever study, didn't ever practice.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's in incredible shape. You just don't do that if you don't care.
Pro Dog. Hi, Pro Dog. Pro Dog needs a shot of Pappy Van Winkle. Absolutely. 888-368-1580. So many things going on here. Thank you all for tuning in. Oh, number one Rattlers fan. How long till Keon gets his own radio show? Nice guy, very insightful and funny. What, you don't want him to stay on here with us? Number one Rattlers fan? What the hell?
I like being on the blender.
Boy, that's a fine how do you do. We break him free from the bondages of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Which by the way, not a great situation.
And he gets out here, and now you want to shove me and Jeffrey out the door and just let him have the show. Is that it? Number one Rattlers fan? Wow. Blissful Hayes. Blissful Hayes says, I'm saying I'm jealous of Kyler. Ha. I want to get paid $160 million guaranteed to do nothing. Kyler won. Well, I mean, if that's what you think, I don't believe that.
I don't believe he's doing nothing. And
I'm not gonna believe that.
And even if his plan was to somehow get to the point where he could do nothing all along, do you know how much work it took to get to the point where he could do nothing? None of us would be willing to do what it took to get to that level. Clearly, because we're not there.
Kyle G says, I've played under a bum coach before. My motivation for winning went down. I had a bad attitude. And if I was getting paid, would have asked for extra. Amazing that none of those problems existed under good coach. Things will change for Murray if they get a decent coach. I agree with that, Kyle G. Thank you.
Good point.
Boogie says, Kyler wants to win. He really does. He might be stunted a bit from a maturity aspect and emotionally and vertically. All that doesn't help, but he wants to win. Hire Flores. Yeah, I don't know what they're waiting on. To me, I mean, Flores is the guy. Big George says, I think Kyler wants to win and he cares. He's just not that good. Maybe a better coach will hone his skills that he showed at Oklahoma, but his height is a real detriment when so many of his passes are blocked or knocked down. So many are blocked or knocked down. I don't think he ranked up there. I think we looked the stat up before. He's towards the bottom of having knockdown passes. There was somebody else, I can't remember who it is right now, that had way more, and he's a taller quarterback. And there are ways to get a small quarterback out into an open space, a throwing lane, to deliver passes on time and on target. Problem was the offense just absolutely stunk.
So Kyler Murray was actually bottom 3 in passes knocked down. You know who was number 1?
No.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. There you go.
Number 2, Justin Herbert.
Wow. And both of those guys are well over 6 feet.
Number 3, Pat Mahomes. These are good quarterbacks. If you throw the ball a lot, you're going to get passes knocked down.
Good Cat says maybe he was fighting and arguing because he's a prima donna and thinks they were making him look bad. Could be. I'm not going to discount that one bit. I think a competitor, you go out there on a team, you're expecting one thing, you're trying to get the team go one way, and nobody wants to cooperate, and it's all chaos. And maybe he is a prima donna. The guy's been nothing but a winner his entire life, and then he comes to the Cardinals. Bruno Baller says, how long will Arch Manning have to play at Texas before you can enter the NFL draft? 2 years, I believe, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you've got to be 3 years removed from high school.
3 years removed from high school. There you go. Oaktown Destroyer. I love that. That's like a superhero name.
It really
Oaktown Destroyer. He's the Oaktown Destroyer.
Wait, protector of Oakland?
Oaktown. Good afternoon, guys. Just wanted to say that you, Jeffrey, and Keon make the show great. Oh, well, thank you.
We appreciate that. Thanks for listening.
I thank you very much, Oaktown Destroyer. Appreciate that. If Kryler wanted to win, he wouldn't insist on being in a shotgun 98% of the time, and he would be willing to run more. And how about the dumb struck sacks he takes?
Do you think
so? If he wanted to win, you're telling me, lacrosse guy, if Kyler wanted to win, he would be under center more at 5'10" or 5'8" or 4'6", whatever the hell size he is, where he wouldn't be able to see down the field and wouldn't be able to be as mobile as he is right now.
And also, I don't think the decision to not be under center was Kyler's decision. That Cliff Kingsbury is a college coach.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things we talk about when guys get drafted and their transition from college to the NFL is most of these guys do not play under center. It's something they have to learn when they come to the league. But if you hire a college coach, you're not going to get that development. So that's Cliff's idea.
So lacrosse guy follows up and says, play action under center. Well, isn't that what the RPO is? Just out of the shotgun?
Essentially, except it has the extra wrinkle.
It's just a modified play action, is it not?
Yeah, except it's basically you're reading that defensive end that's crashing down. If he goes after the running back, then you make the decision to pull the ball from the running back, and you have the option to pass from that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit more complicated, but yeah, it's essentially that. You don't, well, look, and you can run play action out of the shotgun, just the straight up play action. You actually can do that.
Lacrosse guy feels like it has no deception to it. All right, this has been a stimulating conversation, but we have to move on. But I mean, if you want to continue to text in about it, we'll keep talking about it. What the hell? It's Friday. Who cares? Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
With Super Bowl week upon us and the game being on February 12th in Glendale, Arizona, here are some prop bets for some other issues around the National Football League. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, next team, if not the Cardinals, Green Bay Packers plus 300, Kansas City Chiefs plus 450, New England Patriots also plus 450, and the Baltimore Ravens plus 700. How about the Jets starting quarterback for week 1 in 2023? Aaron Rodgers, the favorite to win that job at plus 150, Derek Carr plus 450, and Jimmy Garoppolo, an unrestricted free agent, also at 450. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates are bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. First prize is $1,580 from Harmon Solar. Second prize, a Zebra e-bike from Hemingway. And $500 third prize from Harmon Solar. Sign up today. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Clearly a Friday show going on. Randy White, away from the microphone for whatever reason. He'll be back in just a second or two. So I suppose this is about time that I tell you the play-by-play that we have left for the rest of the week. We've got Saturday college basketball because apparently we are the leader in college basketball here in the Valley. Stephen F. Austin at GCU. The Lopes trying to continue to have the positive season that they're having, make sure they have a good enough, well, not necessarily record. It's not a record that they do to decide the conference tournament seeding, but you want to be able to win a lot of these basketball games so that you can be a higher seed. And Stephen F. Austin, they're the competition. That's 5:45 on Saturday. Sunday, 2:30, we've got the NASCAR Busch Light Clash at the LA Coliseum. I know that some of you enjoy that. I believe Big Kev is a big fan of NASCAR and enjoying all of that. So tune in to 1580 The Fanatic for the Clash. And then, of course, we've got some Pro Bowl stuff, airing on the station at night if you want to. Pro Bowl stuff is optional, okay? We're going out and saying it. Apparently, you can say that at a radio station. I've never worked at a radio station where you could actually say any of that before, but apparently it is actually optional listening to some of our Pro Bowl coverage that we've got going on. And then, of course, Monday night, we've got Texas at Kansas, and that is going to be a barn burner of a game, Randy.
A barn burner, both ranked in the top 10. I think Texas is at 10 and Kansas is at 8. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for covering for me. When you get to be my age, things happen and they happen really fast.
Oh, I guess.
888-368-1580. We've been talking quite a bit. Derek Carr, we know he's not going to come back to the Raiders today. He signified that by not extending his contract trigger date. So it looks like he is aware of the. And did anybody see any of the highlights from the Pro Bowl competitions that they had? Apparently, he went out there and looked really good passing, and the guy asked him, "Have you ever passed this well in Las Vegas?" He's apparently not. That's why I won't be back here. So
little dig at the Raiders on his way out the door.
There's that.
He was kind of phenomenal in the precision passing. I went back and watched some of the highlights on YouTube, and boy, I think he missed maybe 2 of those targets.
Yeah, no kidding. I think he was very focused, don't you? All right, the Phoenix Suns will be in Boston tonight to take on the Boston Celtics. Devin Booker expected to be back in the Phoenix Suns lineup soon, but not in time to help the Suns tonight in this game tonight. What do the Suns need to do as they start this kind of road trip that might be bad for them unless they can pull together as a team? What are we looking at tonight, Keon, as the Suns take on the Celtics?
Yeah, this is going to come down to defense and rebounding. Can't let the Celtics get second chance opportunities, and you're going to have to slow down and or stop Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That's really what it comes down to with the Celtics. And the 2 of those guys have been really, really good at picking up for the other when that person is double teamed. If you try to double team Jaylen Brown while he's hot, Jason Tatum will torch you. You try to double team Jason Tatum when he's rolling, and Jaylen Brown will torch you. And so I think a lot of teams have really struggled with that throughout the season. The Celtics have only lost 15 games, and there's a really good reason why. I think they're going to probably be the team that goes back to the NBA Finals out of the Eastern Conference. And the Suns can't afford to lose too many games here. So
27-26, 1 game above 500 right now.
Yeah. And that's the real key. And I think they also have to find scoring outside of Ayton and Bridges and Paul.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys have been pretty consistent. Chris Paul's been a little less consistent than the other 2 because Ayton gives you a double-double every night. So you know what you're getting from him. And Mikal Bridges, I wanted to see him step up, and he has stepped up. He has played really, really well. And I don't necessarily hold it against Cam Johnson that he hasn't been consistent yet because of his shortened season because of injury. I expect him to get back into the swing of things, but they do need to find that 4th person that's going to pick up the slack offensively because when you play some of these offensively elite teams, it's tough.
I mean, where's Cam Johnson? He's back. Is he not 100%? Is that what the problem is? Because the Suns play their next 5 games in the East Coast. They're tonight against the Celtics in Boston. Tomorrow night, they're in Detroit taking on the Pistons. Tuesday, the 7th, they're in Brooklyn taking on the Nets. Then next Thursday, February 9th, Atlanta take on the Hawks. Then they finish this road trip in Indiana to take on the Pacers. That'll be on Friday night. They have 2 back-to-backs. They've got today and tomorrow, and then they've got a Thursday and Friday of next week that are both back-to-backs. And these are no slouch teams. I know Brooklyn is somewhat reeling because they don't have KD. Detroit has been playing pretty good basketball. I mean, they're not going to be a pushover. The Suns need to go in there and stay focused. But again, it's the second half of a back-to-back. You're coming off a big game with Boston. You're going in Detroit. I mean, this is right pickings for the Pistons to get one from the Suns. They better be careful or they're going to be really losing some ground on this road trip.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of the way that's going to go. And I don't know. I hope things don't get ugly in this game early, but if they do, maybe Monty kind of lays off and prepares for Detroit a little bit. Because you got to be strategic here. I don't think you can necessarily afford to burn everything in this game. If it gets ugly early, and I saw the Celtics Nets game earlier in the week. 5 minutes into the game, they were up like 27-4. The game was over fast. So if you want to have a chance at beating the Celtics, you've got to start strong defensively and offensively, and you can't afford to lay off. This is not one of those teams.
One positive note here for the Suns going into tonight's game. Boston point guard Marcus Smart didn't play Wednesday when the Celtics beat Brooklyn. Smart has missed the last 5 games with a sprained ankle, and the Celtics are 2-3 during their 5-game stretch, their most recent 5-game stretch. But they have won their last 2 outings, so they could be in the start of getting hot here and clicking off a winning streak, and it could start with the Phoenix Suns. So should be a good game tonight. I mean, it's on now, so we'll have to see how things go and try to keep you posted. Let's go to the text line at 888-368-1580. Baker's Cocky Hen says, the thing about a good cat is that it's still a cat. Cats normally don't like dogs like Kyler that put in real work.
It's a very complicated dig at Good Cat because Good Cat, I think, was one of the ones questioning Kyler there.
Pickle D says Kyler runs like a pissed off toddler that got caught with his hands in the cookie jar, then yells and throws a tantrum when someone reprimands him. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. CK says, Randy, how's the brisket? Oh, it's amazing. I pulled it off. Miss Kim has been helping me during the show here. And I pulled it off and wrapped it just about an hour or so ago. Oh, it's like butter.
How does it smell?
Smells amazing. Miss Kim, she also she grilled up some shrimp. So we've got shrimp and brisket oh my God.
That's my language right there.
But yeah, CK, thanks for asking. It's got a great bark on it, and you ought to see it in that. I've got it wrapped in that pink paper. I shouldn't take up all this time, but oh my God, it's just juicy and amazing. Wait, what was I doing?
Oh, I forgot to. I don't know.
Blissful Hayes says Celtics might beat the Suns tonight by 50. Well, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, the Suns only lost by 30. Was it 36 last game? It was their worst loss of the season. I mean, I can't see the Celtics lighting up the Suns by 50 tonight,
especially without Marcus Smart. I mean, if he was playing, I still don't think it's 50. But I mean, the fact that Marcus Smart isn't playing does actually give the Suns a chance.
Mr. Pringle is asking the question we all want to know: are the Suns done tanking yet? Well, I don't think they were tanking. Do you, Keon? I mean,
no. I mean, Cam Johnson got hurt. Chris Paul got hurt. Devin Booker got hurt. DeAndre Ayton got hurt.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
It's been crazy, man. All right. When we come back, we'll continue on. We've got on this date in Big Georgia sports history. Maybe we'll get to the Wheel of Sports. Got some nudity in the Wheel of Sports. I know that's always a big draw for the Fourth Dimension. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
No one else does what I do in diamonds. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor, the only wholesale diamond dealer open to you by appointment. I import diamonds directly from cutters from around the world. We have the lowest overhead office of anyone in the diamond business. No one else with fourth-generation connections, direct diamond importing, and design and manufacturing works directly with you except me.
No one else can do what Diamond Dave does. Call him today at 480-397-2450. Reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave KANTOR.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in. The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best. Tee it up at the 2023 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 6th through the 12th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament information at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
That's WMPhoenix.com.
Homeowners age 62 and older, now is time to act. This is Rob Kane, your retirement mortgage specialist and host of the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show on 1510 KFNN. Yes, listing prices are down, but home values still remain at very high levels. Don't wait to learn more about the new and improved home equity conversion mortgage. This is a safe and proven coordinated strategy in retirement, which will improve your monthly cash flow, lower your tax liabilities, and make your retirement portfolio last longer. Call me today, Reverse Rob at 602-REVERSE, or on the web at www.reverserob.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
You know, you're right, CK. I was in a very euphoric state when it comes to brisket. This may be the best brisket I've ever done. Welcome back to the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. I don't know, Keon, if I can, I'll have to figure it out. I owe you and Jeffrey some beer can chicken stuff. I'm going to get that done.
I'm excited
to bring the beer can chicken for you guys. All right, 888-368-1580. We have had so much fun talking to you, Fourth Dimension. One more here. Bruno Baller says, Randy, right now the forecast Super Bowl Sunday here in the Valley is 78. Is that right? Yes, it is. Welcome to February in Arizona. This is our springtime. You go right from a few cold days in January and you go right into springtime. February starts to get warm. And then in March, you get up into the 80s. But overnights, I mean, all the way through until about Memorial Day. It is really nice here. And sometimes even in June, you get a mild June. And it doesn't get real bad until July. But I can tell you that 78 is the expected high for Super Bowl Sunday, a week from it. It's going to be 70s this weekend. As a matter of fact,
they're going to have the dome open.
Hopefully. Oh, man, they're going to have the dome open. Hell yeah. Speaking of Super Bowl Sunday, look, tickets to get into the big game, they're thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, Jeffrey could normally go to these games because he's independently wealthy. But you and I, Keon, we could never afford to do that.
We've got no shot.
However, there is something that you can do. You could go hang out with some great NFL players that are currently active players. They're not the guys, even though it'd be nice to, maybe they don't have it all there. But these are the guys that are on the field right now, 60 of them, active NFL players. And on top of it, Chef Bobby Flay is going to bring 10 of his friends to hang out with you as well and cook up some food like crazy. I mean, it's all going on Super Bowl Sunday. It's at the Tanger Outlet Malls in the parking lot there. Doors open at noon. Everything, you pay the admission and everything is free. All the libations, all of the soda drinks, waters, alcoholic beverages. They've got this amazing food from these celebrity chefs and from Bobby Flay. You'll be able to hang out with these players, and they're no slouch. These players are no slouch. I mean, guys like Dak Prescott's going to be out there. Terry McLaurin's going to be out there. They've got some stars out there, and so these dudes are going to be legit cool NFL players, and you can hang out and rub shoulders with the bigwigs. So what you need to do is go to our website at 1580thefanatic.com and get the information on the players tailgate party that's happening. As a matter of fact, if you go through the link on our website at 1580thefanatic.com, you can knock $75 off that ticket. So you got to get your tickets, and it's going to be where this is probably an experience of a lifetime, because when do you have Bobby Flay cooking for you? You know,
basically never.
When you have these celebrity chefs, you see them on the TV all the time, and they're out there, flambeing stuff and all this other fancy schmancy stuff. But they're going to be doing all of that stuff out there at the players tailgate party. Again, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Go to our website at 1580thefanatic.com for all the details. And if you click the link through our website, you're going to save $75 on the party. Let's go to the text line real quick before we get into On This Day to Big Georgia Sports History. Mr. Pink Eye has a question for the Randy White. What do you like better, Super Bowl or Daytona 500? I like the Daytona 500 better. That's just me, though. That's just me.
Yeah, everyone's got their sporting event that's their absolute favorite, and it's not the Super Bowl for everybody.
For me, it's Daytona 500. Well, actually, if you want to know, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's the Indy 500 or the Coca-Cola 600 and Formula One's Monaco Grand Prix. That is the day for me. Okay. And then you got the Daytona 500 up there, World Series and Super Bowl are right there as well. Though for me, that is my year. I look forward to Memorial Day weekend every year because that whole day, Ms. Kim, she makes sure that I don't have any honeydews to do. I get up in the morning. And she makes me a great breakfast so I can watch the Monaco Grand Prix, and then it's on to Indy, and then I have lunch in Indy, and then I have dinner in Charlotte for the Coke 600. For me, that's the day.
It's a
So I
damn
hope
good
I
day.
answered your question. Yeah. Mr. Pringle says sons need to get in the weight room. They look like twigs. Well, see, I think they're well-formed giraffes.
I don't know. I don't think DeAndre Ayton looks like a twig. I don't think Torrey Craig looks like a twig.
No. Nurse Scratches says Le Mans is the best. And then she's got like a flame or something. I can't see it. It's some sort of thing next to it. Le Mans.
That doesn't move the needle for you?
Yeah. I mean, it's fun, but Nurse Scratchet loves Le Mans. And good for her. Prison Wallet asked the burning question: does anybody else have a hankering for a pina? Oh no!
If you like pina coladas, get
Why?
caught in the rain.
Why?
Bruno Baller says I can recall some Memorial Days where you still get the those spring-like fronts, and it gets cooler and a little rain. Yeah, no kidding. Some of those days, sometimes you have to put a little light jacket on, don't you? Beer Bob says 60 active players on the field. Isn't that a flag for so many men on the field? No, this is not on the field. This is in a parking lot, and it's not a football game. It's a tailgate party to beat all tailgate parties. This tailgate party is so hot. What did the kids say? Fleek off the hook, off the chain.
I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say on fleek in a while, but you know,
on fleek. Is that what they say? Anyway,
no one my age.
I can't tell you how on fire in fuego this is. 60 active football players hanging out with you, and they're not cordoned off. You can just talk to them, hang out with them. And world-renowned food from Bobby Flay and his 10 celebrity friends.
And you apparently you can see one of the top mixologists in the world. Guy makes apparently some of the best cocktails on the planet. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See, and it's all covered under the entrance fee of the ticket. 1580thefanatic.com. Get $75 off that ticket, by the way. CK asks, wait, it just moved on me here. CK asks, do they have pina colada? Oh no.
If you like pina coladas,
again,
get caught in the rain.
Do they have pina coladas at the Renaissance Festival?
Huzzah!
Wow.
Why would they have that at the Renaissance Festival? They do have all kinds of great drinks there, but
yeah, I mean,
none of that particular beverage.
I'm just wondering.
Shall remain nameless.
Blissful Hayes. Hey, Randy, Keon. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Can I get a round of drinks for you, Keon, on the fourth dimension? Put it on Pringles tab. Well, I mean, how about just me and Keon? Before this gets out of hand here on this Friday, let's go ahead and do it. Let me get down there. Let's do on this date in Big George's sports history. Back of the year 1990, Bill Shoemaker, at the age of 58 and one of the greatest jockeys in history, rode his last race, finishing fourth at Santa Anita Park. He retired with 8,833 victories in 40,350 races. Shoemaker won 11 Triple Crown races during his career, spanning 4 different decades. But the Triple Crown itself eluded him. You know, I'm surprised that he actually made it through that with, at Santa Anita. Isn't that where all those dead horses are? Aren't they still on the track out there?
Just lying around.
Did they just have the dead horses out there? I don't know. Former co-host could tell me, but
that was his wheelhouse.
Yeah, well, yeah, he would. Yeah. Do we got time here? We got time, don't we? We got time.
Yeah, we've got about 3
I've been wanting to get to these. All right. Let's do this. Let's spin the wheel of sports. Okay, so this comes from New Hampshire. New Hampshire, Plaistow, New Hampshire, a man facing multiple charges, including indecent exposure after he allegedly ran from a car accident in Plaistow, according to officials. The same officials with the police department said it was just before 9 a.m. on Wednesday when officers were called to an accident involving 3 vehicles at the intersection of Plaistow Road and Main Street. Arriving officers reportedly found multiple vehicles with heavy damage at the scene, but were soon informed by witnesses about the driver of a Jeep Compass that allegedly caused the crash. Learning that the driver apparently ran down Main Street after the crash, police soon searched and located the individual later identified as Timothy O'Rourke of Danville. According to the department, O'Rourke had been running behind Main Street homes wearing no clothes and coated in his own blood when he was found.
Coated?
Coated in his own blood when found.
That is... Oh, wow.
He was later charged with a DUI, resisting arrest, 2 counts of indecent exposure, and 2 counts of conduct after an accident.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture of the crash here, and there's so much snow. He was naked during all of this.
Yeah, he was naked.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I'm wondering how he resisted arrest when he got no clothes on and it's that cold outside. I mean, you got to imagine something was, wow. So many questions.
And not nearly enough answers, unfortunately.
Speaking of crime, from the what did he do again file, a parolee was charged with 6 burglaries that happened this December and January on the city's east side. Rochester police. Rochester. Oh, Rochester. Police identified 26-year-old Jamal Burton with the suspect using the GPS monitor he is required to wear and using a video posted on neighborhood social media app. Officers say they responded to a burglary at a home at Canterbury Street January 10th, and then discovered that Burden was there earlier, according to his GPS monitor. Officers went to Burden's home on Grand Avenue, searched the place, and took him into custody immediately. So he was a parolee, he was wearing a GPS monitor, and he was burglarizing homes.
That takes some stones right there. Did he think he wasn't going to get caught?
What was he thinking?
I have no idea. Or did he just like the challenge? They're tracking me on GPS and they still can't stop me. Those are the only 2 options I have.
We've got time, don't we? Come on, we have time. We have time, don't we?
We've got a minute.
All right, we can do this. We can do this. According to the USA Today, Jason Kelsey's wife, who is 38 weeks pregnant, is going to the Super Bowl. She will be at the Super Bowl, pregnant with her 3rd child when her husband takes the field. She is bringing her OB along with her because she's 38 weeks pregnant at the game. Can you imagine this?
I actually cannot.
And of course it would be Jason Kelsey's wife.
Well, anybody who marries him is
Right.
living
You
on
gotta,
the edge.
You got to be one of those high energy, kind of edgy people, right? She's bringing her doctor with her to the Super Bowl. Wow.
Would be epic if the kid was born at the Super Bowl, though. That's a story.
Thank you, Fourth Dimension. Sorry I didn't get to all the texts. I'll read them when I get off the air. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, Keon Rose. This is the Daily Blender on The Fanatic.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way.